Good evening. This is London with the Crypto Kingdom. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. We're going to go over Bitcoin. We also have some interesting news, potentially on Dogecoins and your other coins. We've done really well on some altcoins recently. For those of you who are new, this is a VIP level of membership available to you. You will see the join button. You guys can go ahead and join. We have over 100 VIPs in the first month of operation. We're very excited for our VIP levels who get they get coin offerings. They get a place to hang out, all kinds of cool stuff. So welcome to the Crypto Kingdom. We appreciate. Let me turn that echo off. We appreciate your being here and being a subscriber, and definitely are going to go over some issues on Bitcoin today. Some issues that have not been discussed in some other, I'd say some other any other forum. I don't believe so. We're going to go over some technical analysis. That's what we focus on, is technical analysis. We will go over the what is it? The today will be the bull flag versus the bear flag. We're going to go over those two issues, the bull flag versus the bear flag. We're currently in a situation where the market is kind of being directed. It's in a flux, and we have identified a bull flag. We're going to also identify a bear flag. We're going to be using Gate.io tonight to look at things. If you guys have not used Gate, we believe that you will appreciate the fluidity that it offers you. A very professional setup. I hope you guys enjoy it. A lot of our subscribers and members are on Gate, so you guys enjoy that. It's very nice looking at the bids and the asks, looking at the overall placement of your stop orders, etc. It's a very, very functional system. We hope that you guys very much appreciate it. So we want to shout out to our major supporters. It's very nice to have you guys with us this evening, and we are a kind of I'm going to say a very just kind of exclusive community in terms of not going for the huge numbers. We go for quality. We have former investment analysts, former industry professionals, and we try and strive to provide them with a good service of just being kind of kind and respectful, and definitely being very accurate on the charts. You guys know that, being very accurate on the charts. That's a primary consideration of ours. The top of Bitcoin is a mystery to a lot of people. I was providing myself. I'm a former financial analyst, lead analyst over a $1 billion equity fund. So I was working across the table from Harvard, etc. You guys probably know my story, but the issue is I was paid and had to be very accurate. So I enjoy a high level of accuracy in my work. The top of Bitcoin, we covered this morning. I wanted to stream tonight. I know a lot of people tuned in this morning who were the subscribers, but I wanted to just review things in case anyone didn't have a chance early this morning. I was about 8, 9 o'clock. We went ahead. I said, let's go ahead and stream, get some information out there. I know last night was kind of a drill, a quick drill. Like, everyone go book something, go do something. After we got off the stream last night, I want to let everyone know, immediately after we got off the stream last night, we really experienced a downward move by Bitcoin. So a lot of people had set up targets. When I tried to motivate, I really tried to motivate right here. I was like, everybody get up and go. You guys need to get up and go book a trade. And what happened, guys, when you did that, you set up your Fibonacci's. That's kind of the MO of the group. I love watching you guys set your Fibonacci's up. All of the back rooms are full of you guys with charts, etc. And in terms of doing that last night, I hope it did motivate you guys to go and set up your Fibonacci's, because immediately after we were streaming, and just did kind of a definitely did a motivation. Everybody get busy, let's get this done, and then bam, we moved to the downside. So it was a perfect time to have all of your pricing targets set up before we moved down, to have all of your capital essentially structured at lower levels before we moved down. So that was very exciting for me to see that the market responded, or not that it responded, but that it behaved that way after that stream last night. It wasn't intended to be a feel-good stream. It was one of those deals I wanted people to know, like, how am I supposed to communicate? For instance, at the top of the market, while other people were selling Bitcoin at 65,000 to people telling them it was going to 200,000 or to $1 million. It's difficult for me sometimes to express how can I communicate best to individuals. Sometimes it's in a private session, etc. It has been, and that was one of the times where I was able to communicate this to an individual that Bitcoin is at a high. It will be going down, and so shout out to Kent Gifford. Kent, I hope you're doing well, and he's a alpha trader trying to beat the market. That's the idea of alpha. It's the percentage by which you beat the market. Now, as we look at this upward this ascending wedge, I think is technically what we're going to define this as, ascending wedge. Okay, the ascending wedge is bearish in nature. It's going to want to break down. We had a dual wedge kind of event, a double ascending wedge event, where we had two ascending wedges. The second one had a really dramatic effect on the price. You guys know that, a drop, I think, in 45% of the price, essentially. So what we're looking at now, I want to talk about momentum a little bit tonight, and I want to talk about it in the context of not the two ascending wedges wedges, but yes, the drop here. I want to talk about this drop here. I also want to put it in the context of this more recent drop here. I think it's very important for us to look at the nature of the market recently. And as you guys think, it's one thing for us to say, well, the percentages have gone down. Let's say we've retraced on some in between 25 to 50, some 75%. We've rebounded since then. I think it's a good thing. But in terms of this negative pressure that we've received in terms of pricing, it has a momentum to it, and we haven't really discussed exactly what that momentum is. This behavioral effect of this drop in price, what is that signaling to us? What is that telling us that there's been this degree of a drop in the price, let's say, of Bitcoin? You maybe look at your other coins. We did a lot of work today on Dogecoin. We've been looking at, any alts we're very interested in them, particularly if they're moving well. You guys who are in Titan, I cut a video a couple of days ago, I think 5 days ago on Titan. You just got a new all-time high. So if you guys are plugged in, and, if you're Titan Swap is a great coin, it's done well, and it just achieved a new all-time high. Was happy to be able to cut that and get it to the subscribers. You guys may or may not have been able to trade that. I'm not sure if you're domestic or overseas. If you were overseas, one of our subscribers from overseas, we're very excited that you guys traded that potentially. I was happy to bring that before it achieved its all-time high. So that's another success of the channel. We really strive to provide our subscribers and our VIP with the highest level of kind of a price action, I'd say, price action and excitement. It doesn't always have to come from Bitcoin or from Dogecoin or wherever it may come from. We look forward to bringing you guys new opportunities, and thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for being here this evening. It's nice to have you. I see you guys, some of you in the room thus far. We did have a stream earlier on tonight, but I didn't cover these issues. It's going to be new information. Ascending wedge. Okay, triangulation is going to be a little bit different. These are defined as wedges. So we're going to break down from each of those. That's essentially, we talked about these buckles here, the confirmation. We're going to talk about confirmation tonight in the context of where we are at, because confirmation is not just this small move along a trend line. It's not just that. We know that. That's not, yes, it's nice to visually see that, but this does not necessarily impute, this does not qualify solely as confirmation. Confirmation also comes in the form of additional indicators. It also comes in the form of, yeah, exactly, like, is your RSI confirming, for instance, if we're going to move down, where is the RSI during this moment? Is it in a period, let's say, where it would indicate actually, that we should be moving up, right? Where's your MACD? Where are your different, where are your different indicators suggesting that you should go in terms of pricing? Are you under 30 on your RSI? Because that would indicate, obviously that you're oversold, that you would be potentially going up. So that would be, or is it, let's say it's over 70. Okay, well maybe then you're overbought and it would be going down. Your price would be going down. So that would be another form of confirmation. Excuse me. Sorry, another form of confirmation that we would expect to go that is not just a visual representation of the price action, but that actually includes the other technicals. So that's kind of the advanced version of confirmation, as people want to talk about, what is confirmation. So that's really important. We want to talk about that tonight. I'm going to put in the context, we did have these dual ascending wedges at the top and around 64.86310. 64.86310, as you guys know, that's the all-time high as published to us, depending upon which exchange you were on, of Bitcoin. That was $64,863.10. So as we look at the consolidation since then, we are in about a 45 to 50-day consolidation range, okay? We have hit a pricing target today. This pricing target I have defined earlier on as I'd say not just a potential, but it's really looking, interesting in terms of a bull flag. It's just looking nice. Now, why did I bring that up? In the context of the previous, I'm going to say bull flag, okay, that we did experience as we go to the lower time frames. This becomes really nicely laid out, guys. In the lower time frames, this bull flag, as you know, was really, really well laid out. And we also had not just the nice channeling here, this downward sloping channel against the grain, going against this trend, is going to define things. It's going to define your bull flag, guys. It has to be downward sloping channel. So we can go to the lower time frames if we choose, and we can look at, what does this look like, for instance, on the hourly. Let's go ahead and on the hourly and take a look at things. Yeah, there we go. It starts to look a little bit more, more plausibly defined. I'm going to say that. You could even, if you wanted to scope into this, if you wanted to really get involved with with this channel here and make this, now you're starting to see how nicely, well laid out of a of a bull flag this was. I think it's a very it's very almost textbook in terms of the bull flag that we experienced. Very, very well laid out. Yeah, very nice consolidation, nice nice patterning in terms of the channel, downward sloping after a nice run up. Yeah, and in terms of the overall price target, it was just a very nice price target. I'm going through bull flags and bear flags tonight. I have not gone through the bear flags particularly, so it'll be something that'll be new. So I'm looking forward to that. In terms of the overall, let's look here on the candles. Let's draw up where we did reach to. In terms of where exactly you do place this or how far up you measure, I believe that the proper measurement will occur if we do measure the bull flag by the run up, which is going to be limited by the preceding breakout. I think then we do achieve, and we've done that on different time frames, and I haven't done that on Gate yet. So I'm getting used to this charting technique because we're always using trading view. So tonight may be not a little choppy, but we definitely are going to want to. I'm going to need to kind of lean over into my monitor a bit. It's a nice program. We're happy to be able to bring it to you in terms of Gate. And I believe there's in the description, if you guys aren't trading on Gate, there's a ton of coins. If you guys are looking for different coin opportunities, you're frustrated with where you're at, yeah, Gate has a lot of coin opportunities. So we look forward to continuing to bring you cool things like that as Binance and other exchanges may be frustrated. Yeah, we brought Gate to our subscribers, etc., and to our VIPs before that occurred. So this bull flag, you guys see that now, very nicely laid out. Let's look at the current bull flag. Kind of what are we looking at now? Is it a bull flag? Is it really something we want to define as a bull flag? Well, we need to meet the technical, the technical indications first of all. Then we're going to go through the bear flag. I think you guys are going to like this a lot. It's going to be a cool little kind of, I think, lesson for all of us. As I found it tonight, I'm like, wow, look at that. That's exactly what we need to talk about tonight. And I didn't really know, so I didn't go live. Sometimes the timing isn't perfect in terms of when I am live or not. Sometimes I'm really doing analytics. You guys have to know I do it for hours. And I'm like, I just want to bring them something really good. So I really try and focus on something interesting and different that you guys will have a different point of view, and it's really a solid point of view, different than anybody else. Okay, so that's exactly what I hope that you guys learn from this tonight. So the preceding bull flag, the move to the upside, very, very nicely laid out during this consolidation phase for Bitcoin. So during this one here, we have what we're going to be looking at is some different, you guys. We're going to have a direct conflict. We're going to have a direct conflict with this bull flag. It's going to be a conflict you guys have not heard about on any other station at all. Okay, you're going to see how this bull flag is being fought, and this is the direction of the market right now. So in terms of all your altcoins, etc., wherever you are, we're going to be discussing this tonight, which is the bear flag. Okay, we're going to be talking about not just the bull flag, we're going to be talking about the opposite side of this, which is the bear flag. What is a bear flag? Well, a bear flag is going to be a move to the downside. Right, a beautiful move to the downside, nice velocity. That kind of reminds us of the move to the upside on this bull flag. Yeah, now we have a move to the downside. We have a consolidation in a channel that is upward sloping, upward diagonal channel. That's going to define a bear flag. Okay, so that bear flag right now was just broken out of. This is where last night I kind of got real kind of grippy on the phone on the channel here and was like, everybody go book a positive trade, essentially go set up your Fibonacci's, right? And what happened? Bam, we broke out of a bear flag. So you guys will never probably forget that talk, and you'll never forget either that we broke out of one of the most significant bear flags right here that you guys have seen in Bitcoin. It's a phenomenally big bear flag, guys. As you look at the entirety of the trajectory, it's a big bear flag. We didn't get into an upward sloping after the original move down here. We didn't necessarily get into an upward sloping diagonal channel. Okay, which would define against it has to cut against the diagonal channel has to cut against the trend. That's what has to occur. You have a downward movement, then it has to cut against the trend. It has to be upward and diagonal. Okay, that's going to give you the bearish nature of the channel. Okay, that move down is going to be a measured move. You guys know that in terms of what you've been studying, etc. Yeah, you're going to achieve a measured move. Okay, that's the anticipation, that's the expectation of where you would be heading from a standardized kind of approach to a bear flag or a bull flag, right? The run up is going to be repeated. They say flags fly at half mast, right? Yeah, flags fly at half mast. So no one's discussing a bear flag right now like that. No one's discussing the fact we just hammered through that. The nice thing that we have been discussing for days, as we have now finally completed it, guys, is that not just do we have the bear flag, we also have a bull flag. So we have literally right now, we have a bull flag. Well, someone has rocked the house and decided to show up. Hey, Angel, nice to see you, brother. We're so exactly always pleased and excited, and just want to warmly welcome you. Our key, our key supporter here, who is just rocking the house and building something awesome for you guys to learn. Guys, no one is talking about the bull flag and the bear flag. No one on any channel right now. You guys are learning some awesome stuff. Give a round of applause. Give a shout out if you can in the community tab and just in the chat or whatnot. Just at your computer station, say, "What's up, Angel?" He's definitely rocking the house. We definitely appreciate all of his support. You see him at 6.27. That's going to bring him up to 6.37 thousand in terms of supporting the channel. We had some great discussions today with Angel. Very exciting. Angel has recommended he's going to rock through the different chats tonight. He's gonna blow it up a little bit, guys. We're learning some awesome stuff right now, and I want you guys to just go ahead and give it up. Shout out for Angel. He's doing a great job. You guys, as we're learning this, as you're seeing this tug of war play out, understand Angel's been around in Bitcoin since 2011. All right, so he's seen this stuff play out. I'm not sure that he's seen this in terms of the technicals play out. We were very, very, very involved in the technicals, and not to the tune of this level of, we're in a war zone right now with Bitcoin. It just is. It's a bear flag. Move to the. I'm going to go ahead and put welcome Angel. I'm going to put this in the chat just real quickly. Angel Power, huh? You see Angel Power in the house? Guys, this is what happens when you hang around Bitcoin. I'm just going to tell you, some people may like it or may not like it. I'm just going to tell you, Angel's been around Bitcoin since 2011, okay? These are the types of things that happen when you hang around Bitcoin. So I don't know. Maybe you guys want to hang out. Maybe you want to stay a while. Maybe you want to make yourself comfortable. I don't know. That would be a good thing. I think that'd be pretty cool. If you guys would like to hang out, make yourself comfortable, we have kind of the, our team leader, which would be Angel. And again, if you're just tuning in, if you'd like to smash that like button, we would love it. And we so appreciate Angel just rocking through the super chats and doing this. Just guys, he's been around in Bitcoin since 2011, and we want to just bring that up to you guys in terms of if you guys would like to. I don't know. I have to bring that up. If you guys want to, what would you say? I don't know. He's a good indicator of what can happen to you if you hang out a while. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's been around Bitcoin since 2011. We're talking about Bitcoin, some advanced diagnostics in it. I don't know. It seems kind of cool. Maybe you guys want to make yourself at home. Maybe you want to subscribe. Maybe you want to join our VIP. He's kind of a key leader in our VIP. I just think maybe it'd be a good. I don't know. I think that's well stated right there in terms of that. I'm not sure Angel's always had the technicals behind it. I hope we're providing some great technicals. But you guys, in terms of how you're modeling your your finances, how you're modeling your investment approach over not just the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 2 months or 3 months, but as you're looking long term, like Angel is a great example of being around in the industry for a long time in crypto. I think this is a great place for you guys to be right now. He's just He's a continual reminder of how phenomenal, of an impact crypto can have on you guys. So thank you, Angel. It's having a great impact on us at the station and all the viewers as well. Angel, we're covering the bear flag, this move to the downside, the upward sloping diagonal channel. We're covering within that this tumultuous situation, this battle zone that we're in, which is exciting. Huh? It's exciting because we cut loose yesterday, and I talked about this. Angel, I want to make sure that you got this. We are so happy that you're here tonight. It was nice to talk to you today. I hope that you had a good brunch out there. It sounded like I could feel the environment when you called me. It sounded like you guys were having a blast. Now, what is interesting, guys, as we kind of put a charge to it. Yeah, last night we just set a charge. Like before you detonate something, you guys know, well, we got to set the charge. All right, now let's go ahead and let's pop this. Let's detonate it, right? Now, in terms of what happened last night, we went down in the market. We went down, right in here. We went down. Now, what happened in terms of setting the charge, et cetera? Like the charge was set in terms of everybody go deploy orders, go and get your book your trades, right? That was the idea. Then what happened? Immediately, and it wasn't a Mr. Nice Guy talk. It wasn't a feel good. Everyone, let's go find 4-leaf clovers and have a good time. No, it was serious in the hunt. You guys get it done. This is VIP. We're going to beat everybody. I had some big meetings that day, some big discussions with some big dudes, some big timers. Okay, so when I had that discussion in terms of the multiple discussions, I met with 3 or 4 finance kind of key operators, right? So. director level, et cetera. Yeah. So when I had that discussion with them, it's like, what did we do? Just so you guys know, when I put the charge to the team, what exactly happened? Bam, we moved to the downside. Why was that a big move? No one's talking about this. Why was that a big move? Well, because you just broke out of the bear flag. All right, so in terms of that, that's why that was a big move. You just broke out of the bear flag. Yeah, last night when that occurred, you broke down out of that bear flag. Now, the saving point of that, and I had brought this up beforehand, is that you also at the same time established the lower portion of your bull flag. Okay, so I had brought up the bull flag beforehand. I've been tweeting about that. I've been telling you guys about this bull flag beforehand because you just caught the breakout of the bear flag with the bottom line of the bull flag. So this is the kind of historical approach as we look at things. No one's discussing this. These are two highly, kind of, I'd say recognized, one of the two most recognized technical patterns that exist. These are the two most technical patterns that do exist. Is this move to the upside, the downward sloping, consolidation channel? That is your, guys, that essentially is your bull flag. The bear flag. Not a lot of people discuss them, but there is prevalent, particularly during a retracement, as your bull flag is during a run up. So the fact that Bitcoin is in a flux right now, is in a mid-level, what would you say, retracement, is in a mid-level retracement, and that there's a battle between the bears and the bulls. I just want to talk about how evident it is and how nice it is that we have this level of diagnostics that we can point to and say, yeah, we definitely remember when we set that charge. That was some tough talk, right? Yeah, last night was some tough talk, some tough love. We needed that. Why? Because we just broke out of that right afterwards. Within an hour or so, bam, we broke out of this bear flag. So that's a big move, guys, a big move. And to catch that breakout of the bear flag, because, immediately you go to, and people are doing different measurements on this, et cetera, guys. But from the bear flag, you have to know that the measurement from the bear flag, that's I'm just going to ballpark estimate this right now, is about the 22,400 mark, just about the 22,400. It's going to be a little bit different. I'll get the fine, the razor's edge out on that later. 22,700. We'll exactly measure that on the different time frames to give you the precise the determination of that. But yeah, that's a big potential move to the downside. That's a colossal, that's a monumental move from the current 32,000. If we're looking at a loss of 10,000, that's a big move. I think we would all say, yeah, that's a significant portion of the value of Bitcoin potentially, being lost. So we definitely want to recognize that. I think it's a big break that you guys, in terms of the value of the price, you guys can agree that would be a big break in the value of the price. So it's just going to be exactly like, guys, they say flags fly at half mast. Angel, we definitely appreciate your support like that. Thank you so much for rocking the house like that. We just love it. So that's going to just put you at, what is that? It's going to be at... Hey, everyone, what's up? Mr. Mars in the house as well. Josh in the house as well. Josh, nice to see you. We appreciate you showing up. And the Angels are going to continue to rock it out. We love that. What do we have? Well, that is great. Your accountant is there alive. That is great. That is great. I appreciate that. I think that's excellent news. That's good. If you want to also send me a text on that, I think maybe you can send me a text on that. But that's exciting. I appreciate that, Bill. Nice to have you here. We want to welcome you. We want to welcome you very much. Bill, I think, is the residential accountant. So if you guys have any accounting questions, why don't you guys hit up the chat with Bill's like, I didn't come here for that, right? That's not why I'm here right now. Let's see. That's so great, Bill. It's nice to have you here. I hope you guys enjoyed your lunch today. It was nice to chime in just for a moment. We're talking about technical chart formations. These technical chart formations are essentially they're Wall Street standards. They're market standards that have been studied. I'm going to say they've been studied and applied to price formations and to pricing, to all types of markets and to all types of cycles. Okay, to all types of cycles. Everything from in terms of the literature that you'll get into, it will apply not just to pricing cycles. They'll get into other events and other cycles, from even like a presidential cycle, even in terms of like weather patterns and cycles. These types of cyclical events. As you look at the pricing of something, there are if you read into the literature quite a bit, you will read, and from an an academic standpoint, it is interesting. It's not uninteresting. But in terms of the cycles that you see, this cyclical nature of the price, this up and down, which tends to frustrate people as they look at their investments, the rise and the fall, the rise and the fall. These types of cycles are, very evident in a lot of things that we do, a lot of things that we come in contact with, a lot of the phenomena that we experience, both natural and kind of man-made. If we were to look at kind of a natural kind of weather cycles, if we were to look at everything from I think from solar flares to literal battle cycles. If you look back over the last 200 years of battle, literally applied to different, to both region specific and on the macro. So, we're looking at these different patterns are expressed, and they're essentially part of a cyclical behavior of the pricing. Believe it or not, that this, what we would call a bull flag, and it looks like right now just a bunch of lines on a screen. What are we really looking at? But they're determinative within the context of an overall cyclical approach to pricing. Okay, and the cyclical approach to pricing is going to allow us, or particularly in terms of the cycle, not only the ups and downs, I'm going to say just the rise and the fall of the price. Not only is this going to provide us with an opportunity, this rise and the fall of the price, that's not just the only thing that's going to provide us with an opportunity to potentially capitalize, to potentially profit on the market. What's going to thereafter provide, I'd say, a greater degree of that is the nature of the repeatability of different pricing behaviors within the context or the application of each priced commodity or asset or concern, financial concern, as we look at it. And I would talk about, like, what's the repeatability on a cyclical basis. We would look at, the price is going to be going up and down and up and down. There's going to be a pattern to that, and pattern recognition is what technical analysis is all about. Pattern recognition, right? Pricing behavior, historical pricing behavior, incorporating the past into the present to apply it to our current position or our future position. If you're looking at futures and options, I'm not a huge fan of that. I've seen a lot of people get hurt on options. That's just me personally. None of this is financial advice. You guys know that. It's just it is. What I want to say is that does not mean it's incorrect, right? Does not mean it's incorrect. So, as we look at this, MechTech, nice to see you. Also, Mr. Mars, welcome. We're going through some really great information tonight. I hope you guys are just saddled up and really excited because it's some really great information. We have Bill, who's an accountant. He's in the house. And Bill, I don't speak accountant very well. I will try my best. I hope you're enjoying our technical analysis. I say that with a little bit of jest. I have an economics degree from Duke and certified in markets, et cetera. And we've got a lot to talk about probably in the future. So what I wanted to discuss is not only is there a cyclical behavior of, let's say, this of the pricing, the ups and downs, okay? But there's also a cyclical behavior. There's also a repeatability function of the different patterns which have been established, and they're going to give us a degree of probability. Okay, and that's real important as we look at, when are we going to encounter, and in what, as we start to talk about things like wave theory. Yeah, so we talk about wave theory, Elliott wave theory, et cetera, all based on Fibonacci's. Fibonacci's are the central component of, if you start to analyze the different mechanisms of price movements, et cetera, it's not just the ups and downs. It's the way the ups and downs want to accomplish themselves, and it's the repeatability, it's the repeat or that cyclical kind of pattern behavior that we're able to define. Particularly within let's say any subset that we have, I'd say real focus over or a desire to profit over. That's the key, right? We want to define the patterns, not just the ups and downs, but also the patterns that are demarcated, the patterns, because those, on the whole, those are repeated, and as we've seen those repeated, they create both within the actual financial concern, et cetera, whether we would define it on the macro or the micro, and these exist, guys, all throughout, not just on this macro. As we look at the top of Bitcoin, very, very obvious that this is going to occur. These types of, and I'll say this, with a degree of repeatability, these types of patterns right here are repeated throughout multiple, and I mean probably the majority of the tops or the crests of pricing concerns or financial concerns or coins or stocks or equities, anything that has stocks or equities, but anything that has, anything that has a pricing dynamic to it, anything that exhibits a wave function, And by wave function, we would say it has like a move up, down, up, and it's frustrated and it pours out and it goes down. This type of a behavior. So we would look into the cyclical, not just the ups and downs of an individual. I'm trying to clarify this. Not just it's not the easiest thing to understand, but not just the cyclical behavior of the ups and downs in the price, but we want to know the repeatability of, let's say, rising wedges of the top of the let's say the top of the market. I want to know, how frequently does that repeat itself within the entirety, within all the dynamics that we see, let's say, throughout all of the financial concerns. Those are the types of things that we also look at, not just the ups and downs. How are we going to play the ups and downs in the market? But yeah, I want to know if we can, and we can. There is literature. There are things that we can study. I want to be able to identify how frequently does this type of a pattern repeat itself at the top of whatever we're looking at in terms of pricing. Is this something that I can rely on just once? Maybe twice in a year? Or is this something that I'm literally looking at and it's going to repeat itself? It's literally just like an automatic, a push button automatic. Definitely, it's almost it's not certainty, but it's within a high degree of relative probability, I would say, right? That's when we can start to capitalize on things in terms of our ability to make profit. Okay, is when things become, I'd say they achieve a level of not certainty, but a high degree of kind of relative probability. That's something that we would look at and say, yes, okay, so this is cyclical in and of itself. This is the point we get to. This formation here is cyclical in and of itself. Within the top dynamic, we're also going to be looking at, like, say, a typical run up. The typical run up would be something that we would want to say, yeah, this is also cyclical. We see this all the time. We see a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, and 5. We see this wave pattern formation on the run-up of not just Bitcoin, but we see it cyclically repeated. We see it repetitively repeated throughout the entirety of guys, things from, if you want to talk about everything from like General Motors stock to the Tokyo Stock Index on the aggregate, all right? You're going to see this repeat pattern behavior. So this is nothing new. I bring that up because there's a distinction of people who want to just talk about Bitcoin, or they want to talk about a different altcoin, or Elon wants to talk about Dogecoin, whatever that is, whatever the pricing is that we want to talk about. I want to bring up the fact that this pattern dynamic is going to be viewable. It's going to be determinative. It's going to be cyclically repeated throughout the entirety of the pricing events that we see. Anything that has a price to it, okay, is going to, and I'm talking about everything from guys, pick a stock. I mean it. Pick a stock. Let's look at this wave formation, the run up in a bull market here. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look at that. Let's look at when it frustrates towards the top. Let's look at, we could compare this. The best example you have in the book, if you guys have gotten the book that I recommended that you guys just take a look at, you don't have to study it or read it. It's not advanced like, we're not in college, like we're not at graduate school. We don't have to do that. But take a look at the Tokyo Stock Index. Take a look at that frame shot, the historical pricing of the Tokyo Stock Index. Why? Because it runs up exactly like this. You'll see a pattern behavior exactly like this. Okay, in terms of the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll see that exactly. Then you'll see it fold over just like this. Okay, now why is that important? Because, yes, it's exhibiting cyclical behavior, the ups and downs. Okay, the entirety of the Tokyo Stock Index, guys, the stock market, this Tokyo Stock market. If you guys will look at John J. Murphy's book, you'll see the entirety of the Tokyo Stock Index exhibits this type of behavior. So it's not just within Bitcoin, or not just within your other altcoins, or whatever you're looking at. It's not just within General Motors stock that you purchased that has been through this exact wave formation. It's not Microsoft stock that's been through this wave formation. It's cyclically, it's repeatedly applied to pricing, both on the micro and on the aggregate. It applies in crypto. We also see it, and we study it. Let's say we study it definitely in equities. Now, this is not financial advice, but these are the types of pattern associations that we want to make, and we want to be able to say, yes, definitely, okay, what point are we getting to? Well, the top is identifiable. We can look for different patterns along the top that are established as trend lines. Okay, the original trend that gives us this move to the upside. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, that's a trend. Okay, that's the bull trend. They call it the bullish kind of, essentially the bull phase, right? We have a bull phase, we have a bear phase, right? Bull market, bear market. What we're going to look at is when that begins to frustrate, if we can put it into context of other technical patterns, that repeat. As much as a bull market does or a bear market does, we want to, or a bullish pricing event versus a bearish pricing event, we're going to be able to identify patterns within here, within the top, that are going to be expressive repeatedly, guys, repeatedly, not repetitively, not just, and I'll say cyclically because I want to give something that we can say, well, we can always rely on this. I'm going to tell you guys, it is relied upon in terms of probabilities, achievement of a probability. Yes. It's the litmus test in terms of achieving like positive results or not. It is kind of the standard on the street. I'm just going to tell you guys, and I mean Wall Street. I don't mean on the street. Okay, it's just based upon the individuals I just met with. I just met with the former director of Banamex, and God bless him, love him to death. Hefe, how are you? Okay, the former director of the Forex exchange market. For Banamex, they just got taken over by Citigroup a while back, but he was in charge of $200 million a day in Forex. Okay, I just met with him. I happen to have my book with me. He's looking at that. He's like, that's a good book. I'm like, yeah, you know the book. Yeah, and he's like, yeah. And so in terms of that, yeah, there's a standard. He's very aware of these patterns. They're very, very commonly applied. It's not just an out there kind of idea we had to, let's come up with a pattern identification. We're going to follow what's on Google. Not at all, guys. Not at all. The techniques that we focus on and that we use, I've been studying them for a long time. I very much enjoy them. And the whole goal is to increase your essentially your operation within the market. So the ones at the top, yeah, they're going to be defined, guys. They're going to be something we're going to experience, right? It's not going to be this one instance. Is it just this one time? No, not just this one time. Right, it's going to be a repeat pattern behavior that we're going to see when we see a consolidation channel that's going to be downward sloping, okay, downward diagonal consolidation channel. So when I talk about a bull flag, guys, when I talk about that, that's something that like the director of the Forex table for Banamex, handling all of the peso conversions to U.S. dollars for American Express. That's something that I just met with him, had my book with me, just happened to have it with me because I very much enjoy reading it. I just still do. I love price action. I love the markets. That's what I've had that book in my hand since like high school. I don't know why, but it's a book. There are patterns that he recognizes as he would trade 200 million a day in terms of, and it's just the truth, right? So in terms of the legitimacy, it's not a Google search. We're not real big on a Google search. I'm going to tell you, we're just not, okay? When I say things like, well, flags fly at half mast, okay? When I say these things, it's not just local, colloquial, or jargon. No, this is like Wall Street jargon. This is just from my interaction with them, okay? And this is not investment advice, guys. This is not investment advice. I don't want you to go off and leverage the house, the farm, and I'm definitely not going to deal with your wives or your husbands, all right? You ladies, I'm not going to deal with your husbands, and guys, I'm not going to deal with your wife. But when I talk about a bull flag, just understand there's a repeatability function here where it has garnered in a psychology to the market, and it's created expectations which are essentially fulfilled in the market. That's the key focal point here. This all deals with the expectations and the psychology of the market. So we look at this bull flag right here. Why are we discussing all of this in such depth? Because we are at a critical moment in Bitcoin. We're at a critical moment in the crypto market. People don't necessarily understand that. They're defining it differently. They don't know exactly how to express it. I did a lot of work tonight before I started the stream because I know how to express it now. Okay, I know how to express it, and it takes hard work to get to the point where you can express it. It's not just, some people want to buy, some people want to sell. What are we going to say? No, in terms of the diagnostics that we can throw on this, and we can be very certain in terms of like what this is expressing right now, we know as a matter of fact, and I've tried to credential this up in terms of just the area of thought, the line of thought. The more that you get involved in the field, you will understand. In the investment field, you'll understand what I just said, everything what I just said, down to the cyclically applied to repeatability function. We want a repeatability function if we can. If we can click on a profit button, I guarantee you'll get very quickly in your mind, if we can click on a profit button, something has expectations that can generate profits, the next thing you're going to get to very quickly is how often can we do it? Right? That's the next question. How often can we do it? How solid of a framework is this? Is there a kind of a repeat function to it? Right? That's kind of the next thing. It's like, okay, you can make money on it. It's like once a year. No, this is a repeatability function. We try and establish this as often as we can. Right? So yeah, this is one of those things. Well, as often as we can. That's typically a good enough answer. But in terms of the solid framework that's been established. These are frameworks that are applied throughout equities, throughout Forex, throughout the entirety of the investment space. So based upon my discussions and my empirical, I'd say my empirical, what we say, kind of studies that we've done here, empirical data sets that we've developed throughout the months of coming up with different approaches and different live trading sessions, etc. So Bitcoin's moving slowly. We like that about Bitcoin. It's giving you guys the opportunity to engage in your trades. It can hover at a target for a while. You can, quote unquote, hit a target and still go to work, essentially, sometimes, or you can still have time with your family. You can still do other things, potentially. It will hover for a while. It will express itself at a different target. As you see these moments of kind of brief consolidation here, this gives people an opportunity to still hit a target, believe it or not. And you'll say, well, what is that? What is this, this kind of engraving here that's happening? Well, it's a consolidation phase. People are trading during this. All right, there's a lot of trading going on in here. If we were to look at this, guys, there's a lot of trading. I lose people sometimes when I go to this, but I want to show you. As we go into like the 10-second, okay, as we go into the real micro, all right, as we look at this, there's trading going on. All right, this is just the real micro. You'll see this line start to move around a little bit, okay? You'll see how this works on the real micro. Now, it appears as if we have on the micro. Now we're dealing with 33,100. And guys, we're dealing with a difference of like 32,000. Let's say the start of this bull flag is 33,000 or 32,967. But you see that breakout right there? Okay. What just happened right there? Did you see that breakout? Okay. What are they trying to do right there? Well, right there, they're trying to break out of a triangulation. Right there. Okay. Right there, that's a commonly accepted pattern. You're seeing a little bit of a hitch right here in line with kind of what would be expressive of a double top, right? A little bit of a hitch, move to the upside. We just covered flags, right? Okay. You're watching a breakout with a confirmation that we covered earlier on, okay? And this is just on the very kind of zoomed in approach here. With a confirmation, double top feature. I'm just going to say double top feature. Well, I'll get into exactly why. The tighter time frames that you get into, it becomes more difficult. I'm going to say this to really, I don't know. I'm not going to discuss what you guys need to do or not do. There's just in terms of communicating to a larger audience, you become a little bit less desirable in terms of people wanting to listen to you. If you're looking at the 10-second time frame, people are like, what are you looking at the 10-second time frame for? Because I want to prove, just before we get back into the aggregate of the discussion, I want to prove that you're still going to see something like a confirmation right here. All right, you're going to reach this confirmation point right here. That is the breakout, okay, of this triangulation, this pattern triangulation, right? Yeah, breakout. You're going to use this previous resistance, okay, wherein you could not get up out of here. That's going to define, and let me draw it from this standpoint here. Okay, you could not get up out of this zone, right? You couldn't get up out. That's a resistance, okay, line of resistance. This is the line right here that is showing a support. Multiple lines of support, multiple hits of support, right? Yeah, so you have your resistance and your support. So your confirmation, you've broken up out of your line of resistance, okay? And then you're going to use that line of resistance as a support. You're going to move to the upside. Okay, as soon as you break through this previous intermittent high, this is going to be, bam, that's going to be entry. Boom. Nice move, huh? But you see that little hook right there is nicely done. Okay, we just saw that on the macro. On the top, if you guys remember on the entirety of it, yeah, we just saw that on the entirety of it. Now you're up here. Are you trying to form a new formation? Huh? Are we trying to get into a new pattern formation? Okay. We mentioned, I said now the double top? You're like, what is a double top? Double top is this. Okay, double top is the expression of two top sides. As you guys remember me saying that in terms of the breakout, etc. And double top, right? You remember that? Okay, double top right here and right here. Double top. You see that? Now why? Why is it in a double top right now? Because you broke out and you didn't have a real good expression in terms of, let's see, you had more of I would say a symmetrical triangle, okay, with a normal feed in and I don't want to call it a pennant, okay? You're going to get into a pennant is going to be different. A pennant's going to have more of an upward trajectory to it. The pricing target from a symmetrical triangle, the pricing target from a symmetrical triangle essentially is going to be the preceding move. Or the preceding amplitude, the preceding amplitude here. We can go to the candles, and you're real close. Okay, you're real close to the expression of that. People cutting out. You're on a real tight time frame here, but people know these. When I said when I said double top, you guys heard that? Yeah. When this is forming like a double top. Okay, but some people may have thought, well, no, this is going up to here. It's going up to here. But just based upon the whole notion of what this previous pattern is when I talk about psychology is because there are traders who are trading this who know to push to the upside or not. And this is the micro moves that you're looking at in terms of people day trading, people pushing around the price here. Some of them have been trained, right? A lot of them, they just definitely know what they're doing, guys. When they look at this as an expression of the psychology, the collective is going to look at this and say, no, it's not well formed enough. It's not formed well enough to indicate. I would say to indicate a real bull pennant. Now a bull pennant would have moved up very well. Now, we did draw that in, but we had more of, and you guys know in terms of me saying, yep, you've got a double top situation, right? Because you enter into a triangulation. That's going to be a continuation pattern. You're going to expect that to continue. Essentially, where it fed in from, you're going to expect that to continue to feed or to continue to drive in that same direction, okay? It's going to move in that same direction. That means continue. If it's rising, if it gets into a triangulation, you're going to expect it to continue to the upside, okay? Now, the drop down, like where's the next threshold, where's the next trade, where's the next, well, I'll say this, when you get into an issue of confirmation like that, and Bill, I hope you're enjoying this. This is kind of this is some very detailed stuff that a lot of people who are heavy into finance, I'm talking like I met with 2 or 3, in addition to that director of Forex the other day, I met with 2 or 3 other financial advisors that day. None of them are into trading. All of them looked at me like, I don't trade. We don't do that. So it's a specialized field, and it's just something that people are really into, or it's something that they're not. I guess a lot of them view it as something highly risky, or maybe it's just not their cup of tea. It's not for everybody. I mean, it's some highly intensive stuff. It requires a little bit of capital, et cetera, and it's just, I don't know. It's just maybe not for everybody. Maybe it's not the. I experienced the 2008 market crash by getting out of the market or anything else I had in terms of business and going to cash. What was it? Like 48 hours before, really ink dry, probably 24 to 48 hours before the market meltdown in 2008. I literally lived right across the street from AIG, Bill, their main headquarters, and they were the front view. I literally, off my balcony, I had a beautiful high-rise, et cetera, looking at AIG headquarters during the 2008 market meltdown. And so in terms of being involved in a market and staying in a market, 10 years of returns got erased in 2008. Nah, I'm not the kind of guy now. It's like I learned from that experience. I got out in the right time, and it's not it's not my forte. I'm not going to be your guy to get involved and stay too long in the market. Okay, I do believe in long-term investments, particularly in terms of people. I'll say that in terms of people, definitely believing in that. Not more so than any other day. I believe in relationships. Absolutely. So as we kind of as we get back to a different, and guys, as we would look at this, it's a nice trend line. You guys see the trend that's established that we can look at on the lower time frame. You see the micro kind of trend there. Yeah, you see that. Okay, you see a little bit of a retracement here. Retracement meaning giving back price action, then the move to the upside. We see potentially an overall, kind of maybe another formation that wants to take place. I won't get too involved in this in the micro here. I won't get too involved in the day trading, guys. I won't do that right now. Okay, we'll get there. Maybe we'll do a little bit more in the future. But I just wanted to cover both on the aggregate as we're looking on the aggregate and on the. Let me see if we can pull this back out. If this wants to kind of behave for a bit. There we go. Okay, we're back to the flag formation. So it's just a different world down there. You guys know that, huh? And I like it. It's quick action. You got to be able to manage your software, guys. You got to be able to manage that market. You have to be able to. I'm just going to say you have to be able to designate, cover your spread. You have to look at your edge. You got to, and you have to understand kind of what this terminology is. But in between the bid and the ask, in between, how can you exit the market? excuse me on that. But where are you going to be able to exit the market? Where are you going to be able to enter the market? Where is your, how tight is your spread on your bid and your ask? What does that give you in terms of profitability or a position where you can swing in and out of something? Are you going to be the maker? Are you going to be the taker? The difference between market maker and taker. The market maker is going to set his orders up. He's going to be the one that's going to help facilitate these figures here. He's going to offer, for purchase or sell. He's going to offer positions. He helps make the market. Typically, you'll be given a better commission in the market if you're a market maker. Okay, so individuals in the space, in crypto, et cetera, they misuse that terminology. They don't even know what a market maker is. A market maker is someone who doesn't go by just, every day this and that. I'm just going to go in and out of the market. I need liquidity. I need to. No, that's a market taker. All right. Typically, those people are just overly concerned with liquidity, et cetera. They don't mind getting in and out of the market, paying higher percentages. That's a taker. Those aren't market makers. Market makers are like our group, or like the VIPs. We go in and we set up pricing targets. You guys are market makers. You didn't even probably know that, did you? Angel, it's kind of like Market Maker 101, right? Yeah, it's kind of cool stuff, huh? The VIPs don't necessarily know that. We don't think in terms of that. You subscribers, you don't know that you're market makers. What that requires is that you set up your orders. You set up your orders right on the purchase or the sales side, right? You're able to offer those and help make that market. Huh? Pretty cool stuff, because I think that terminology is abused in the market and people don't know what that means. So now you guys know, and I'm happy to bring that information to you a little bit. It gets a little bit technical, and in the technical throes of that, it's not always as much fun, or it's not as broadly received. I'll give it that. It's not something that just everybody's going to get into the 10-second time frame and have a lot of fun. That's. But hey, what can we say? Huh? I love killing trades like that. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's a challenge. It's something that's not the norm. When things aren't moving, I like things to move. I like money to move. I like to see cash be made. That's just the bottom line. I feel better when people are making money. For some reason, I just like that. It's a good group dynamic we have, because people are making money frequently, even in a down market. Like yesterday, when it was a little bit tough yesterday, it just was. And I was like, we got to go perform. And I had talked with that director, Forex director. I wanted him to know if I talked to him again, like, yeah, it was a tough talk, wasn't it? It was a little tough. I didn't know it was a little bit, was it too tough? I'm like, yeah. Did you see what happened right after it? I had to you talked about motivation. What did I do? I motivated people to go do what? To go book a trade, to put in their Fibonacci orders, put in their orders below the current price. So stacking their cash below, right? And what happened? Well, after that stream, you didn't see that part. No, we didn't see that part. Bam, move to the downside. No, it's not a colossal life-ending move, right? But it's enough to where after I just have a discussion with the former director of like Forex, desk for essentially handling all the business for American Express. Yeah, I mean, if he tunes in, like London, I have to say, it was a little bit tough. Hey, I am a little bit tough. He used to run 15 traders. Yeah, Hefe, he used to run 15 traders around a desk. They were boiler room all day long. What does he think we got? Some, little, what do you call it? A junior league? No, we're not the juniors. We're pretty pro level. I just got to say that. I don't know what junior league is really. I'm not into that, but obviously, but maybe you are. If you guys are in junior league, it's fine. But this is not like this is not a bake sale, right? It's not like we're getting together. We're having, it's just like that's not it, right? No, we're gonna bring the heat, right? When we bring the heat to the market, we're gonna show up right. When I have a big discussion with the former director of Forex who handled all of the Mexican currency for the entirety of the Mexican currency for Mexico, obviously, but for American Express, yeah, we're going to show up with a little bit of heat. It may not be that comfortable, but if it's too hot in the kitchen, hey, we know that line too. You guys, I guess, it's okay. It's okay. So you guys don't, I don't know, just don't, if we ever get like that, just think, well, there may be some reason London's he's kind of lit a fire under us, Definitely. So as you guys look at that, last night was kind of the wake-up call that, hey, we are into an inspiring action, because a lot of times I don't know either as we look at the top of Bitcoin. I don't always know the best way to discuss things. I can calmly discuss things in terms of the pricing action, in terms of the chart formation. What are we going to do? What do we believe is going to happen? I don't want to get into an ethereal sense all the time, because people don't always get the message. They don't get the message when it's a Mr. Nice Guy talk all the time. So there's a good balance in between it. Angel's in the house. Would love that. Angel is like, Angel knows how to send a message. Absolutely. It's just the message you send is loud and clear, brother. And you keep motivating us on this end, and it's just brother to brother. There is no question in terms of what you're building here, and you guys understand what Angel is capable of, and it's a lot. Understand what you're capable of, and why he's supporting this channel is because each and every one of you is capable of exactly what he did, exactly the levels of success he's had. You guys know that. And you don't need a pep rally now, but last night was a little bit tough. It was tough, kind of some tough love. Me telling everybody we got to go book something. We got to go book a trade. And just want to let you guys know, that's when we broke down. I wanted people to have cash underneath. I wanted them to have their cash and their trades set up, not just at this level, but at all the levels below. What did you do? You stacked your cash. Okay, if you didn't stack your cash after the General Patton, session we had last night, I don't know what else in the world could get people to stack their cash. I mean, because I couldn't give more of a halftime talk of a football, kind of where this is LSU, Alabama, or this is, Tom Brady versus whoever. I mean, this is the Super Bowl. This is literally this is the war zone of Bitcoin. This is your money on the line. How am I gonna, is coach just gonna be nice? We're gonna let's all hold hands and do kumbaya, and everybody's gonna get out there and play like like they've been. No, guys. We have that General Patton kind of side to us. We have that approach. In terms of the positivity, though, I just want to let you guys know that's I want to be positive tonight because I know Angel. Angel's got his accountant with him tonight. They're just hanging out, and Angel is just a blessing to know you. You know that. It's just like long lost family, huh? Found, right? It is definitely good. Same, I think, business mentality. Definitely. I know a lot of you have that same inclination or that same drive. As we were to look at the ability to kind of turn a corner a little bit gently, now that you understand, like last night, it's like, no, the price was about to go down, okay? And was it a big deal, guys? 30, 32, 5, 34. Let's look at the candles, and let's make sure we look at exactly the drop. But yeah, you dropped out from 34.6, okay, to 30 to 32. It was a move. I'm just going to say it was definitely a move. It was noticeable. It was yeah, guys, it was a 7% drop. Okay, so a 7% drop. Yeah. Bill is like, oh, it dropped 7%, right? That's let's remeasure my measuring tool here. Yeah, that's a significant drop. That's a pretty big deal. I had a kind of let's get the corral together. Yeah, let's have a real we don't mess around kind of talk. Having just met with that director, et cetera, Forex, exchange desk, everything else like that, kind of internationally respected, not just with Mexico either, all through London, all through, Tokyo, et cetera. As he tuned in or anyone else wanted to tune in and see, like, what's really going on? What are they, do they have any real kind of heat they can bring to the game? Because we're competing with guys like that. We just are. He knows it. He knows it as a matter of fact, and he welcomes it. He loves it. He loves guys like us, like Angel, like Andrew on the bottom right. He loves the fact that we're able to compete. And I say able to compete. And that's how we reinforce that to him. And they know that. They don't have to question it ever again when he watches that, when he watches yesterday, when he plugs in and he knows, oh, well, you gave him a fire-up General Patton speech. Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. Like, damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead in terms of Churchill, whatever it was. Yeah, we absolutely. General Patton, we're in the 4th Brigade right now. Go get this done because, bam, that was a big move to the downside, guys. You guys know that. That was a big move. So that's we'll have to measure this out. This is on Gate. We'll look at the details. He said it was a significant move. I'm going to have to redo these calculatives in terms of 34 and 37. We're going to look on that because it was 32, 34, 5, up into 35, 32. Yeah, it's a big move, guys. It's a big move. So in terms of that, yeah, just always remember that what we're doing is kind of proving our salt to each other, guys. You know that, and we're excited to be here with you. I want tonight to just lift you guys up a little bit and let you understand that, yeah, you are capable of whatever you choose to do in this space. And we just appreciate Angel for being here. And Angel, we got angel power is what I always say. We have angel power. It's very evident And we're gonna figure out exactly what all wants to what Angel wants to occur, what we want to occur. We want it to be a shared group dynamic. We want it to be the most positive group dynamic that exists in the entirety of crypto for people who are legitimately interested in doing good and bettering themselves and achieving that professional level of we want to be the winners, guys. We want to be number one, okay, and we want to do it the right way. And again, we're not that, I know what you did last summer kind of group. Not everyone is a choir boy, as they would say, well, just perfect, primrose path, the entire. That's not the point. The point is that we're able to get together. We're able to compete with the very best, against the very best and beat them. And that's what we look at. And the group, the dynamic that has been achieved, has just been achieved in large part due to you guys. So I just thank you guys. Hats off to you all. Angel, we love you, brother, and thank you so much for continuing to support what we got going on, because it makes a big difference. And I know you were around last night and with this pour down, it got real serious, but it's like, well, that's a serious move, and you know that. So I hope everyone went and set up their pricing targets then, because it was a serious enough discussion. Everybody's like, well, fine, yeah, I hope so, because I've had discussions with people around the top of Bitcoin, let's say, and they didn't do anything. Right, and I'm like, good gosh, like what do I need to do? Just I need to go nuclear with it. So from now on, what I decided is if I say that's funny. That's really funny. Angel has his accountant, and he's joking right now. He says, as I am listening, and so is Bill, I am going to have to fire Bill, his accountant. He's joking. He has no idea what you are doing. 100,000 live trading. Angel wants to do 100,000 live trading. We can definitely, we'll talk about exactly what you want to do. I think it's a very interesting move. It's a very interesting What I like about it, Angel, is hey Lars, how are you, sweetheart? Good to see you. Everyone, welcome Lars. Lars, we're going over a great dynamic. Angel's lighting up the house. He has his accountant in his room. They went to dinner, and hey Mech Tech, what's up? Angel went to dinner at the DoubleTree, I believe, or lunch or dinner, late lunch, and they called me from over there. I talked to Bill for a minute. He's a really great guy. But I mean, guys, you don't learn. I mean, you study finance, but I mean, I tell you, some of the double entry accounting, don't even get me close to it, Bill. Do not get me close to double entry accounting. I was sitting in the Harvard Business School library, and I'm like, I know this library has the answer somewhere. And I was like, I'm not going to find it. I just, for some reason, me in accounting like that, double entry accounting, I was like, well, I just, it's not really going to be I was like, I want to go down to the lower time frame. I want to day trade, right? So Bill is one who can understand double entry accounting. And I'm like, he and I could probably talk about for 5 years about double entry accounting. And I would still, my mind would just wander back to day trading. I'd go back to, I wonder how, that's just the bottom line. That's how I'm geared. So as we look at this, Lars and MechTech and Angel and Bill, we have a bear flag, right? We have a bear flag. It's a move down in the pricing, all right? And people want to know generally how you trade. Bill, I'm going to teach you something really cool now. I'm going to teach you something. Yeah, you can take this one home, brother. Bill, this will be your lesson. Definitely for the day. You'll love this. Lars' accountant cringed when she brought up crypto. I bet that is the truth, don't you think? Absolutely. So as we look at this, let's look at a different trading view. This is trading view that we've just pulled up. Now, as we look at this, I want to discuss, we'll talk about this. This is a much different look on the screen. Same information. Now, what I want to teach you, Bill, is about trading. I want to teach you about the essentially how do we make money on the downside without something complicated and risky like options. How do we know, essentially, if we talk about trade levels, targeted entries, okay? Bill, what we're going to talk about is a Fibonacci level. These are calculative discounts. Calculative discount levels, which are understood industry-wide, worldwide within the markets. Calculative discount levels. When we achieve an all-time high, the Fibonacci levels are going to give us discount levels at which we can expect levels of support and buyer interest. The buyers will come in. Let's say a typical discount level would be 50% that we knew about in the real world. Yeah, okay, we would talk about, well, yeah, I want a 50% discount. You go for a car, well, I'd like to get 10% off. You got 5%, you gave me 5% off on the car. Okay. You see, those are kind of 64, 8, 6, 3, 10 all-time high of Bitcoin. Now, what I've just drawn on the screen are discount levels. They're standardly recognized throughout the entirety of the markets. Anything that's traded, Bill, we're going to have discount levels. We have a tool wherein we're able to identify different levels of discount. Okay, so we would expect at those institutionally recognized levels of interest and discount the same way you would go and buy a car. Everyone's interested. Well, I'd like to get, and it may be 2,000 off, 5,000 off, but maybe you got 10% off. GM's offering everyone 10% off. Well, I want to get 10% off on my car. Same thing in the markets, except it's a little bit more complicated. Not much. The Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci's essentially that's the inventor of a sequence, a methodology of applying pricing and growth structures that guys, is pervasive throughout a lot of things. Look up Fibonacci numbers. It's going to give us the 23.6. People don't know these. 23.6 or the 38.2, the 50 percentile, or the 61.8 to the 65th percentile, or the 78.6, or the 86. Now, these are automatically calculated. They're so expected and utilized throughout the entirety of the markets. They're so recognized that you don't have to calculate them. You literally have a click button tool to go ahead and draw them up, and it automatically calculates them for you. That is how integrated Fibonacci's are in trading. So what does that mean? That means once we achieve an all-time high, which we have, it's this simple. We can place targets at these levels of discount, more or less. A retracement means the level of pricing that's given back. Okay? So that's going to be essentially your discount. These are automatically calculated. Not everyone uses them. Some people, like the guys I talked to recently, the financial advisors, they just want to look at the long term and the fundamentals. That's it. They want to know, what's the story? Is it a good management team? Is it something we can believe in? How are their production facilities? All right. We're sheer pricing. We're sheerly interested in pricing dynamics. Okay. Yes, I'm concerned about the fundamentals. I want to make sure you have a management team, you have a development group, particularly in anything with technology. You have a development group, a management team, like a solid management team, and a solid technology and development group. And also, I want to make sure you have a utility, that there's some functional utility to what you're looking at. Those are my three qualifications. From what I've heard in the VIP, that's most of, and the subscribers, that's most of their qualifications too, is they want a management team, a dev group. Who's going to run the tech? Who's going to upgrade this thing throughout the entirety of it? And is there a real utility? The better that all three of those are, we're starting to really look at it, guys. So that's what we have, and that's aside from the sheer pricing. Okay, because there's always a fallout potential with anything. We'll get involved in some, some smaller light trades throughout the day. We like we like things to stay active. We like on a down day or something's consolidating in Bitcoin or something else. Yeah, we kind of like to let's throw around and let's throw some fastballs in the backyard. Come on, grab a glove. Let's go. Come on, let's have some fun. Right, when we go to trade something that maybe we wouldn't normally trade, but let's throw the ball around for a while. Let's go to the backyard and have a good time. Right, I brought up Titan, okay, to the VIP a few days ago in a video, a special video exclusively given to the VIP. Okay, one of the perks of the VIP for you guys to understand. I brought you up Titan. Now you look at Titan right now. Bill, you can look at this. The number one coin right now of the most institutionally recognized coins is Titan. It's up 28% out of the blue. Now, I featured it because I had done some diagnostics. It's not just Fibonacci's. It's not just this and that. This is at an all-time high. It's leading the market when the rest of the market is. What I love is when the majority of the market, and we'll look at this. Is it going green? Are we in it? Absolutely love that, Marcos. I absolutely love that you just rocked in with a super chat. That is so phenomenal. You guys understand Marcos. He has been tearing it up. Congratulations, Marcos. That just tells me you're doing well. That is such a beautiful thing to see. Everybody give a shout out to Marcos. Excellent, excellent job. That is so, so nice. Thank you, Marcos. I love that. We just know you're doing well, Marcos, and I've known you're doing well. As Marcos is a VIP trader, that excites me so much, huh? And I know you know last night we had a tough General Patton talk, right? What happened after that? Bam, it poured down. Did everybody go set their Fibonacci's? I truly hope that everyone last night and Angel crush him back in with a $50. I just so appreciate that. We're gonna go over just some details like with Titan. You guys exclusively got that video 5 days ago, okay? And I gave that to you guys, and guys, you had an express like all-time high here, right? You did. Right, and we had a little bit of a triangulation or a little bit of frustration, potential triple top here. Look at what we've done since I brought it to you. That's unheard of. That's really it's called Titan Swap. It's internationally recognized. It's a big deal. Maybe not so much here in the U.S., but I was so happy when I saw this tonight. I'm like yes, because I enjoy bringing you guys these opportunities, and when they work out continually like this, it's not. You guys know it's not hype. It's not. It's none of that. It's just like legitimate. We're looking at this, I'm just going to say this for anyone who was involved beforehand, but it's a 2x, 3x. It's a big circumstance situation. It's a big, powerful, moving coin right now. Absolutely, it's a big deal. So you guys on Titan, Bill, I bring that up, and Marcos, etc. I don't know who is trading that and from where. We have people from all over the world, from Belgium to Australia, etc. Titan is one of those that we brought up to everybody just to say, hey, I cut a tape because I've done the diagnostics. I spent a lot of time looking through these things because on a down day, I want you guys to have. Now I know what Angel is doing. I'm fully aware of this, Angel. I appreciate it. I think it's funny because Bill is there, his accountant is there, and Angel knows that I am not good with accounting figures. I appreciate that very much, Angel. That's very nice of you, huh? he's like, yes, that is what I'm doing right now. We're going to make this difficult for you. If you're not much of an accountant, we're going to see what all you can do in terms of accounting. I can keep up. I'm not going to say that, Bill, but in terms of the super chats and everything else, yes, I can keep up. Do I just in terms of the, as long as they're not double entries, I'll just say that. Let's see what we have here. I want to get back to, let's see what we have. Okay, 99. He's going to make me do accounting tonight. Very good, huh? I think Bill is sponsoring this one. Bill, are you sponsoring this or is Angel? I just want to make sure if this is an accounting challenge where we really, who's got the seat? Angel has his accountant with him, and I just was talking about being in the Harvard Business School library in the Bloomberg building, and double entry counting, not so much. My deal, really not. I'm more the let's get the nuts and bolts, of the business together and everything else. So it's really funny to me to experience this and to have all this go on. Let's see, 111, and but we can. So in terms of the, he's laughing now because his accountant's there, and he knows. Bill probably doesn't know very much about trading. Right? So they probably have devised this great little idea tonight. I love this. Very nice. This great idea. Well, why don't we give him a bunch of figures that he has to add up? Because I've already mentioned the fact that, well, I'm certain we can do it, but it's just not my favorite thing to do. You guys know that. And the way it's presented, I have to tell you, the way it's presented by YouTube is a little bit frustrating. So as we look at that, 20 and 20, there we go. So let me just make sure that we have, and I want to make sure here, I believe we had Marcos, let's see, we have Angel, we have Marcos, we have, yes, we do. So we have everybody that has kind of chimed in. So it's very nice to have you guys just slamming in with the super chats. I appreciate so much knowing you guys are doing well. I just do. Let's do a shout out to Angel. Let's do a shout out to Marcos. Let's do a shout out to everybody. Let's get. Let me see here real quickly. Let's get in to the different. Just a few shout outs. You guys know this. I want to get to. Let's see. We got so many shout outs to get into. Where is the look at this, sweetheart. This is just great. Listen to this, guys. This is Angel's girl. You guys have to know this. She's saying, VIP, you need to listen and pay attention. Listen to this, guys. Here we go. I'll turn it up. That's right. Stomp that foot, baby. That is just so great. That is just great, huh? That's Angel's baby girl, and she's saying, VIP, you need to listen and pay attention. She is our youngest VIP yet. We are so excited to have her, and I'm so excited that she can look up at her dad on the screen and see that he is just a hero of the group. I just love that. Continually, that's such a great thing. We do have a great family dynamic, and yeah, it's just we really appreciate all that. Angel, you guys, you're featured on the top right of the screen. I just wanted to play that because I don't think we were able to play that the other day. So I definitely wanted to make sure that we played that now. I hope the audio came through, and I did this for you today. I hope you like that. I think it's a nicely done deal as we look at the stock scoreboard with the cash all around it, the Bitcoin, and it's just something that I think is it's nice. We can work on the design a little bit of the elements, etc. But I really like what we're putting together. It'll continue to evolve positively for you. Let's look at Marco. Do we have Marco here? Let me look at Marco. Marco is a very positive trader. I want to let you guys know, Marco in the house. What is up, brother? We appreciate your support and letting us know you're doing well. Every time you guys super chat like that, you let us know you're doing well, and it's just counted in the history books. It's exactly what we need to see because you're killing it. You're making money. We have to make money in the down market. That's just it. We have to beat the competition, to beat the big guys. We have to make the cash when the market's going down, right? So how do we do that? Well, part of it is me bringing you ideas like Titan, okay, to kind of pepper into at the top. So you guys who were able to get into that, very exciting. It's at the top of the market right now. It's up 27.72%, 27%. Luna, I know you're doing well on that tonight. Definitely doing well on that. I would say, Angel, you're doing well on Luna. Probably a lot of these you've got an interest in. But, yeah, Titan's just pushing up through the top. We have our Belgian contingent who's very much into MLN. Melon is doing well. Let's take a look at some different coins right now as we look at, and we'll jump back to, I want to look at a few different ones. Matic, okay, it's about even. We had a great time with Matic. Angel was around for that, and he was able to listen. It was so great. He was able to listen, and he was. A lot of people hear the right answer. He was able to actually do something about it, and that's how he profited. Bill, you don't know that. Angel was around for Matic, which is called Polygon. Very great technology. And he's just the kind of guy that can listen to something that's a good idea, and he can do it. He can pull the trigger on it. He can hit the button. And I tell people they have to hit the button not just to buy. One of my real good friends is he's a former director, kind of VP level of JP Morgan, and he'll tell me, it's like, you have to be able, London, you got to be able to hit that button. And most people take that as, okay, that means that we have to hit the button to buy. Right? Everyone assumes that's, yeah, okay, great, I have to hit the button to buy. Well, really, it's you have to hit the button to buy and you have to hit the button to sell. And so few people are trained in investments to hit the button of when to sell. And so one of the success stories that you may not know, Bill, is that Angel was able to hit this, go ahead and just sell it. And, I mean, some of these people couldn't sell and they went down 50 and 60%. All they had to do was hit the sell button. That's it. So when we talk about that with my buddy from JP Morgan, and he's a powerhouse, guys. He's a real deal. Big time iBanking, big time startup funding, et cetera. And he tells me in terms of trading, you got to be able to hit that button. And I look at him like, oh yeah, I know that. We that's right. Since high school, give me an E-Trade account when I'm in 4th grade. Let's go. I'll hit the button on the way in. In between classes, in between recess. I'll be hitting the button. He doesn't quite know. How much I love the market, but it's nice to hear that because I connect with the fact not everyone understands you have to be able to buy and you have to be able to sell. Okay, those are two distinct, deals you're going to do. You have to be able to buy, okay, and then you have to be able to sell. That's it, okay? But you have to be able to sell. If you can't sell, profit requires two things. It requires us to sell, okay, to sell high, okay, after we've done what? After we've bought at a lower price. You have to do it in that order, right? Unless you're dealing with options. If you're dealing with options, you can deliver at a later date, typically with some increased risk, all right? So, and also leverage, which can make that exciting. But as we look at this current situation, we're just in a really, really nice. We're in a nice space, guys, in terms of what we're looking at the pattern diagnostics. I appreciate the accounting challenge. Thank you very much, Angel. I wouldn't appreciate it all the time, but I do appreciate it temporarily because I was able to get the figures down. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. And Bill, I think I've passed the test. I can do that from time to time. So it's nice to have you listening in the listening audience. But yeah, Angel, that was just to cover some of your phenomenal success here with the channel, and it's just interesting, Bill. You'll know this: 1,000 to 2,000 people will listen for every probably 1 or 2 people that can actually engage and do something properly. It's very amazing. In this space, 1,000 to 2,000 people literally will listen, and unless you're telling them what they need to hear, kind of a feeding an emotional, whatever kind of, I don't know, an engagement that they need, like the price has to go up. You know, it has to go, unless you're feeding that. And it's been impossible to feed that and do well. I haven't fed that. I have not jumped on that train. I've stayed very in line with this is the top. Keep your heavy cash reserves. That's what that's from the big guys. Those are the biggest institutions like crack your knuckles out on it. Some of the biggest investors on the planet have heavy cash reserves, right? And not that you're not involved to experience the price action, et cetera. Not that you're involved. You know, you're just you can't be so conservative that you can't build business, or you can't. You know, if you're going to deploy cash into a business or do something along those lines, like you still have to. You know, you can't keep all your cash reserves and never advertise, or you can't things like that. You know, you have to have a good semblance. But some people will risk too much. Will risk so much at a higher price, and they're completely leveraged out. And the problem is they would come talk to me, Bill, and they would just be like, well, I bought in at this level. I bought in at 65,000. Someone was selling me Bitcoin, telling me it was going to 100,000. I'm like, oh no. So we have those groups, Bill, that are selling Bitcoin or selling whatever else it is at the very top. They're getting their commission. And then they just throw caution to the wind. They're maybe overseas in some foreign country. They have I don't know what it is. I don't know what that dynamic is, but I know they're selling things for a commission. And then when the price goes down 50%, there's no recognition at all. It's like every day they're making a video to try and explain maybe, why we should buy a little bit more. Like, oh, come on. People just cost 50% of their holdings. And in Bitcoin, some people invested quite a bit. Right at the top. So I pride myself and the group on, and particularly Angel and some of the other members, the people who've joined VIP, they're able to do this. And I just say it's the percentage of people, the small percentage that are able to actually do what's required, because we can kind of know what it is to do. Okay, we need to buy. Okay, we bought low, but then to sell, people cannot sell. You got to sell. Boom, profit. That's what profit requires. It requires us to sell. Boom. So that's we have that kind of dynamic in the group. And Angel, thank you for reinforcing that with your continued support. I'm looking forward to, we got 6.27K. We're going to update that. That's going to be another update. It's going to be nice. We're going to rock the house like that. I just know that you are. I mean, you are in the process of doing that. We're going to be you're going to be the most heavily supported kind of crypto king out there. Very nice. There we go. Hey, they're going to find out who Angel is. At some point, that little bird's going to make his way around. He's going to tweet, and around something. And I guarantee you, people are going to know who Angel is and who's the kingdom and all this different stuff. It's going to be really exciting. I think a lot of people already do know. It's kind of cool. So but we're still exclusive. We keep it. We try and keep it. To ourselves a little bit. I like it like that. It's nice. So let's talk about this battle zone. Let's talk about this. Technically, what are we into again on Bitcoin? Where are we, guys? Where are we? We're in a really exciting point. All right, we had the go-getter talk last night. Like, whoa, okay, he wants us to book a trade. That's right. You go stack your cash at lower levels, right? You go do that. 0 questions. No nice guy. Nothing. Go stack your cash at lower levels. Right? Why? Because, bam, move to the downside, right? From 30, almost 35,000 down to 32. That's a big loss, guys. That's a big move. That's worth me getting a little energized about. And see, people wouldn't believe. You have to understand me just getting into it, quote unquote, right? They just really, really, almost, just vehemently. I don't want to say. I would say vehemently saying we don't. We compete. We try and inspiring you guys as much as possible with kind of a go get them kind of football. Almost near. I did. What did I do? A different. intelligence school, different military intelligence, stuff like that. I don't know. I've always liked the military in different places like that. But, it's not drill sergeant necessarily, but like that, General Patton style. Yeah, and when I say things real nicely at the top, well, you understand that we're probably going to be going down from here. You're going to be losing 50% of your investments. And, we just appreciate you tuning into the channel. And, yeah, you'll be losing 50% of your income. No. That's not going to work, right? People don't listen to that. People don't move. It doesn't motivate them. We need to light that fire somehow. So you guys understand that's the fire that we lit last night. Yeah. And so then we saw it drop down 5 to 7% after just bam. And I didn't worry at all because I knew if one thing you got, it was, well, maybe we should go enter orders. Let's go stack our cash below. Let's go, head hanging down. Let's go ahead and stack our cash below. But, I know you guys, because we're not fully involved. I know you don't want to be fully involved. I know you have this backup plan and this backup reserve cash. You're not so leveraged that you can't enjoy your investment in crypto. That's what makes it enjoyable. And Bill, it's got a bad flavor and reputation right now with people losing their money and their seats. Yeah, it's like we got I lost the seats in my BMW. Like they took the BMW and they took my seats out. Like I don't know how bad it got for some people, but we didn't lose that, right? We still got we're still comfortable. We're still okay. I tell people like. They talk about it. I just bring up a stupid kind of, try and have some humor. But when you talk to people about it, you have to approach it at a different angle because, no, we're the group that got out, near the top, at the top, et cetera, depending upon who I'm talking to, what they've done. No, we're the group that has the backup cash. We're the group that wants to attack this market as it goes down because the pricing cycles, again, back to the cyclical nature of things, the pricing cycles, as they've demonstrated themselves, to us continually, are very volatile. And that volatility is hugely attractive to individuals who recognize it. Hugely attractive in terms of profit potential of crypto, of Bitcoin. Hugely impressive, guys. So we're looking, we like that volatility. But it does require us to sell when it's high, right? And what do we do when it goes higher? We sell more. When it goes low, we buy, okay? What do we do when it goes lower? We buy more. Okay? Real simple equation. So when it goes high, we sell. And when it goes higher, we sell more. When it goes low, we buy. And when it goes really lower, we really buy a lot more. Okay? That's the profit equation you look for. Because if you were to get into business, you would say very quickly, you'd say, all right, well, I can make X number of dollars depending upon my cost. What can I do here? You would want to buy as many at a lower price as you possibly could. You would want to buy a whole lot more, right, at a lower price. You would want to sell as much as you could at a much higher price, right? So that's the idea that we bring over into crypto, okay? That's the analogy, the framework I'm gonna bring into context without, market limitations or anything else like that, or, you can get into the fact, well, something that's extraordinarily expensive, you may have a demand issue, something that's very highly priced. That's where we come in from the buyer's side, and we say, well, yeah, we agree with that. In and around the top of the market, 64,863.10 on Bitcoin. No, we don't have any demand. It's so expensive. We're going to follow the demand curve, economics. We're going to follow that. And in line with rational behavior in the market, as something that's extremely high priced, well, I got to tell you, we don't have any demand for that. It's so expensive, I don't have any demand. And that's in line with the demand curve. Okay, that's something that's extremely highly priced. We don't have any demand at all, right? As it starts to work its way down, we start to have a little bit of interest. It's a little bit less expensive. We'll start to maybe pepper in a little bit, right? Pepper in a little bit of an investment. As it starts to get further down, we start to have a little bit more of an interest here. Right, but at those extremely high levels, no, the demand curve, like Economics 101 teaches us, every business class we've ever taken teaches us, no, we don't have any at this ultra high price, huh? It's the extreme, right? And the technicals help reinforce that. the technicals help us understand where the price is going. So we would never carry this down. And I can state that based on the technicals, based on the chart formations, based on the wave theory. But unless I light the fire, like last night I had to light the fire. Okay, I lit the fire, and then what happened? Well, we had a pour down event, kind of like this. And it's like, well, okay, that's one way to light the fire. I don't know how else to really, gauge how, how we would, what do we say? How I am to inspire or motivate people, because that was the key feature that I got out of the talk with the former director or manager of the Forex for what's now owned by Citibank, for who handled all the Amex, American Express, et cetera. I got from him, you have to motivate people. Like, well, how do I motivate this crew? Let's say, for instance, the price is about to go down. Let's say the price is about to go down. How do I motivate them? I'm not just going to tell you, well, the price is going down. Go lock your money in your suitcase. Go. No, guys, run from the market. No, I'm going to inspire you guys to go based on, and I'm going to say based on the technicals. It looked like, it looked like something was imminent in terms of the pricing. And sure enough, within, let's say, an hour or so, we got to the point where, yeah, definitely there was a move down in price, significant move down in price after I, had that kind of, definitely, spearhead the event, deploy the troops, absolutely call to action, get your cash down there and get your orders set up. So that was just that's reconfirmation in terms of how good you guys are, because I know you did it. It's expressed within the market, right? And it's just we had spent so much time at a specified level, it had reached the threshold. You can do some threshold analytics on it if you want to. You can measure the entirety of this move. We would do a derivative analysis. Okay, I would do a derivative analysis, and that's a multivariate and I just say a multivariate approach, wherein I would look at, and you would say, well, how did you know, or what did you really do? I'll tell you, as I look at things, I would do a kind of an approach as to how long this event had lasted, how long this consolidation had lasted. You guys will like this, I believe. Yeah, let's do a yellow. I think that's fine. How long this event had lasted here. All right? This consolidation, how long had that lasted? We were showing some frustration. We weren't wanting to move up, etc. So I would apply that to the previous consolidation here. And I would say, well, during this consolidation zone, we spent X amount of time. I could measure that time. Okay, we have tools to measure that time. All right, I could take out the diagnostic tool here and say, well, essentially we didn't spend this much time. The price runs laterally. It expresses it and is itself in a time dynamic, correct? Yes. So we would be able to measure that, and kind of the measuring stick, I would apply that over to the current, like the periodic frequency of this move here, and we had already exceeded that. So that kind of told me, yeah, and if you guys take out the previous channel, this is something you guys can learn here. Look at this. If you take out the previous channel right here, wherein this consolidation was occurring, wherein this if you look at this, we've defined this in line with the principles of technical analysis, this move right here. You see that nice channel right there? See that? Beautifully designed, huh? Nice, beautiful conformance, nice price action. You see that? Very nicely done. You see that? Nice price action. So as we express this channel here, this measurement, outside of the context of that channel, you're going to be it's going to be just par on par with this previous consolidation level. Almost like it's programmed. Look at this, guys. You see this? You see that? You guys paying attention? Yeah? Do you see that? Look at the previous interval of consolidation. The previous, and this is going to be a time frame that you're focusing on here. This will be a time frame, okay? So as we look at that, yes, this time frame is going to be expressed exactly after the breakout of this channel. So our general patent speech was timed up real perfectly with some analytics involved that it didn't necessarily express to you, okay? But in terms of getting the troops ready, you guys putting your orders down below everything else. I understand I'm not going to tell you necessarily how I don't want to manage your account necessarily. That's not what we're doing, right? That's not it. But you see the level of precision at which it broke is perfectly in line, almost precisely in line with that previous channel. So we had reached a threshold. So that was the reason we're getting off. We're doing this. You guys go, you roll, you do, right? So we did, and it worked out perfectly. So congratulations to you guys. That was the nuclear approach. Just so you know, from now on, I can just say, well, let's. This is a nuclear warning, right? And we can get there. Like, okay, that's fine. London says nuclear warning, nuclear warning. We stack the cash maybe below. You guys, got to get that stuff in the fallout shelter, right? So as we look at this, we have and you guys know to do your own research. You guys are always prepared. I definitely appreciate that about you guys. You're awesome. It's not financial advice. Doesn't mean it's wrong. So as we look at this, classic bull flag is fighting what? And that's the move to the upside. If you haven't been here since the beginning, go ahead and smash the like button so I know you've just shown up. You showed up late. I'd appreciate that very much. So as we look at this, guys, this downward sloping channel, right, after the move to the upside, bull flag, it's supposed to do what? Well, it's supposed to break to the upside. That's what it's supposed to do. I mean, we would expect it to potentially move to the upside. We would calculate that almost exactly. Like, that'd be exciting. I mean, if we could move up to 41,283, yeah, that'd be nice. We'd like that. 41,283. The fight that's going on, the battle, right, that's going on, is between that bull flag, and we have this other bull flag. Let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm on Gate. If you guys look at what I'm on right now, this is the Gate diagnostic. You guys have a link in the description field. You can follow through and find Gate. You'll find more coins than you ever thought you could possibly imagine. More price action on more coins. Very nice. A lot of fun. So as you look at this, move to the upside, downward sloping channel. Move to the upside, downward sloping channel. Okay, par on par. All right, this is a bigger event with a longer consolidation. This is a smaller event, more of a move to the upside, more velocity, okay, more of an amplitude for the specified time frame, okay, within the specified time frame than on the first bull flag than on the second, okay? A stronger push to the upside and a bullish, with a bullish, more of a bullish overtone, because it gets there quicker, okay? And in that it gets there quicker, that means it has more velocity. And that also means, guys, that it's more bullish. The slope of it is not as relaxed as this slope. This kind of carves along and hops along. All right, so the amplitude is measurable within the dynamic of its velocity, and that velocity is higher. Okay, the amplitude, the distance that it moves, okay, is measurable. Is measurable with velocity, with an increased velocity, vis-a-vis or in comparison to the second flag, which means that there's more velocity, which means it's getting there more quickly. The amplitude, the amount of vertical distance that it travels, we measure with velocity. This is a higher velocity event. The first flag, more bullish, arguably. This one, yes, is kind of etching along. There's not as much velocity. It wants to kind of build itself. Boom, right? A little bit of a wave formation to it. This has just absolute, almost, direct, nice, beautiful move, right? You see the velocity here. There's no stopping. It's just a nice, solid lineup. As you go into the smaller time frames, you'll see these build events. I won't call them exactly by their technical name, but you'll see these building events. This expression here is the pricing expression here is going to be, and I mean the visual representation of it, the way that it expresses itself visually to us, the behavior it represented, is indicative of a lower velocity event, which gives it less, I'd say less, as we would look at it, less weight, potentially, in our analysis of it, okay? As we were to contrast this bull flag, not only with the preceding event, which worked out almost perfectly, guys, down to a measurable flags fly at half mast kind of approach, right, in line with the conformance of the technicals, okay? It's the standard of the industry. It kind of met the standard of the industry, okay, as we've reviewed such empirically. I'll just say from a data-driven standpoint. But as we look at the amplitude here, we're going to want to compare it with the amplitude here, or the velocity, say, let's say that, as we look at and there's two things, but let's compare the amplitude, the size of this move, vertical, with the vertical run down in the bear flag. Okay? We're measuring the move up with the move down. What's greater? The move down. Okay? So there's arguably more of a bearish sentiment in the downward move. Just pay attention to this great analysis. As we move down, there's more of an amplitude. There's more of a distance moved by essentially downward. We know that compared to the upward move. That's amplitude. We're comparing the amplitude. All right. We can also compare the velocity. Okay, which is the first thing that would be another, as we talk about a multivariate approach or a multivariable approach, right? We would want to measure this velocity, this nice move to the upside. This nice, without the hitches, without the delay function built in. The higher the velocity, like this is a high velocity event, that move right there is a high velocity event. It's moving very quickly. It's covering a lot of vertical distance over a very short amount of, or period of time. That means high velocity, right? So as we look at that, that's exciting for us to be able to do the diagnostics on that level. We don't have to always do that, but it's really nice to know that we can. It's really nice to know that we're capable of doing that level of diagnostic and of bringing it to your attention, or you bringing it to my attention, and that we're capable of understanding that level of dialogue, because not everyone is. It's a little bit sophisticated. If you lose it and you need to rewind it, or you need to say, "Oh, I didn't understand London. What's the amplitude again?" Well, that's easy. That's just the vertical height. That's real easy. The amplitude on any channel, on any kind of constricted channel or otherwise, or any other move, that's just the height. That's the fancy word for the height. But it's an important word in technical analysis. In the market, it's an important word. And the more sophisticated that you guys become in terms of your ability to interface with, let's say, well, it's the weirdest thing. I ran into the director of the Forex who handled all the business for American Express for 5 years. And he ran 15, 25, 200 traders, whatever he did. Oh, really? That's cool. That's cool. So when you meet someone like that, they're not going to say anything that's over your head. Yeah, if we've spent hours and days here, hours and days and months and hopefully years, we're having a great time. If we spend that much time together, we might as well get that kind of education where you guys ran into a senior VP from BlackRock or from JP Morgan or from wherever. Those are some big names. We have former analysts from those two places, part of the VIPs, and so the former analyst with us, he understands these words. He knows. It's just part of the sophistication, the dialogue, etc. But not everyone's going to necessarily pick up on them or need them. But the fact that you can go there mentally, guys, is a big deal. I was going to say, in terms of your ability to think, construct different frameworks, because what we're describing right now. Let me just say this: what we're describing right now, in terms of the overall diagnostic of the market and the approach, this bear flag here, move down, upward sloping channel that was broken out of. No one else is discussing this right now. Well, how can it be so obvious that it's here and everyone else is doing something different? We're the only channel, okay, that has expressed this. And the only channel, and I just tell you, in terms of being a step ahead of things, look at the pink line. Focus on the pink line. The green is the pricing. The green line up and the downward sloping channel is the bull flag. Now, you guys know I brought that up 2 or 3 days ago, and most people were like, there's no bull flag, right? And I know you guys thought that. But we've done enough in terms of trading live to where now we have a bull flag. A little incomplete around the top here. That's okay. Nice expression, multiple hits along the top, along the bottom. Could it be seen as a sign of weakness here that we didn't? And this is important in terms of analyzing that. But see the epic battle that's going on right now. Because the bulls have shown up. They have shown up. It's like, well, do we really have that level of interest yet? This is the battle going on. We have the bear move to the downside. Then we have the little bull move right here to the upside. We're literally caught in this hot zone, a little war zone between the bears and the bulls. This is what makes history as you guys get through the market, right? This is nice. This is nice. So these are the people betting on, this is their expressed, and literally they're betting on this right now. It's like, oh, we just broke out. Good, good, good. They're saying, good, good. We're going to short this thing. We want it to go down, right? Yeah, they're betting on it going down. Whereas we are sitting here, we're saying if it goes down, hey, it's better value. We will pick up some significant portions of it at lower prices. It's fine. We're fine. We're going to make money whether it goes up or whether it goes down. That's the goal. That's the approach, and that's the truth. I know you guys are. You make money every day. You close trades every day. How awesome, whether it goes up or down. Bill, those Fibonacci levels are levels of support. When it hits those levels of support, it just likes to bounce. It just bounces. All right, it'll go down, it'll hit a level of support, boom. Okay, it's very, 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 very interesting. Okay, in terms of how that happens, but the market function is very, very apparent and repeatable. We love it. It's part of what we try and repeat because it creates profit. So yeah, that's that dynamic. So we're in this bear flag. We've broken out. When did we break out? You guys will never forget the General Patton speech I gave you. Like, whoa, London, whoa, right? But what happened? We had just broken out of the bear. We were going to break out. Of the bear flag. We had not broken out yet. You guys know that? We were on the precipice of it. I cut you guys loose, like, go get it done now. We got to, right? Yeah. But you'll always know that because it's a critical, like, hot zone. I mentioned it was like a war zone, right? It is, because we have the bulls versus the bears like this. If we take away all of these, it becomes a little bit more apparent that, yeah, now we just have a bull flag. Now we have something that means it's typically going to potentially express some positive price action. The bulls like this, hey, we're going to trade this. You don't want them to miss this. Why? Because that could cost them a whole lot of money that they just broke out of that. If they don't know what that is, that could cost them a whole lot of money. And no one else is talking about that. No one's talking about this bear flag right now. They're putting in different parameters, different ideas, No, I talked about that bull flag for a reason. All right? I did. I talked about setting up this bull flag before it was formed. Okay, so we're 2-3 steps ahead of what I think most people are, just because we traded a lot. We spent a lot of time. You guys know that. We spent a lot of time trading. We've seen so many patterns fall into a bull flag. Excuse me. And the notion of that is just it's predictive within the previous, what we say, data sets, within our previous experience. It's just predictive to that level that we're very capable of making this determination before anyone else sees it. And you guys know that. We did that. I did that. We continually do that. That's why we're in the VIP, right? What would you say? That's why we have this whole thing going on, because we're just that good. You guys are that good. So, and I know you could have done that. You didn't. A lot of you didn't really want to go with this idea, but now you see the epic battle that's really set up. There are other components to this. There's other triangulations. There's other things we can get into. There's other wedges. Yes, it's part of it. Right now we have the epic battle of the bulls and the bears. Right now with their flags. This is it. This moment right here. Now what can occur? Well, we just broke out and down. You have to keep yourself aligned with this upward channel, this upward slanting channel here, this diagonally expressive channel, the entirety of this, as the price action moves up in this channel. You have to keep yourself framed around that for the bear. Anything that's upward and diagonal is going to want to break down, okay? Anything that is, look at this, anything that is downward and diagonal is going to want to break up. So we have a contraindication. We have a contraindication between the upward sloping, the upward sloping channel of the bear flag preceded by a nice move to the downside. Definition of a bear flag needs a move to the downside and an upward slanting channel, upward diagonal channel. The move within this, and it's nice. The move within that bear flag was consistent enough. Here in terms of vertical movement and amplitude achieved, etc. It didn't cave over. It didn't, exactly what it did. Just nice, strong move to the upside. You established and this is another thing. You did cut short of this, which is nice. You could have just fallen through right here. You didn't have to get back up and form your bear flag. So there's enough of a participation from the from the bulls. There's enough participation from the bulls and the bears, essentially, as you're doing this. A lot of selling activities going on. The buyers, in terms of stepping in, have done it enough to do what? To push in the price up to here. That's important. Why? Because that allowed you to establish the entirety of this bull flag. They didn't have to pull it up to here. They could have caved in. Buyers could have caved in here, could have gone down. No problem. Easily. Buyers could have just, there's not enough pressure in the market, not enough demand. Bam. Could have just dropped right here. But no, the buyers have shown up. We have shown up. Period. We have shown up. You want to know? You guys know. I mean, we have had some times where we have been slamming through this stuff. Literally just boom, 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 boom. I mean, you guys know that, huh? Definitely. So, and a lot of people have. Institutions, etc. A lot of people trading this for fun. So we're on this we're on the ledge here. Now we can push this a little bit. It turns into a circumstance, if we were to push this further out and further out, the nature of the bull flag, the bullish tendency of this, is going to be eroded a little bit. It's going to be eroded because you don't want a channel that's so expressively long in terms of its own duration. It's in terms of a periodic, we would say a periodic. What would we say? That looks nice. I like that. I'm paying attention to that. You guys paying attention to that? That's nice. That's okay. The periodic duration, okay, the amount of time, we're looking at the Bitcoin chart, the amount of time that this channel, okay, it essentially expresses itself over is going to be determinative of whether or not we're still going to consider this to be a bull flag, a bull event, expecting a positive price as a result of the formation. It is contraindicated by the bear flag. We know that. Move down, upward sloping channel, breakout. So we're going to say this is the crux right here. And I bring up that periodic or the duration. I bring up that duration because if this were to go on out here and on out here, at some point you're going to erode the entirety of the move to the upside. It still may have a positive indication out here. And just remember I said that. As if this were to go, and extend itself both with the line of support and the line of resistance, all right, that's fine. It's just at some point you're going to take away the desirable repeat function of the move to the upside. They fly at half mast, right? So if this is a channel that essentially, goes, all the way and takes away the full amplitude, the power of the move up, if you're taking the entirety of that away, you're essentially just creating a different kind of pattern formation. It's not going to be what we're going to label as a bull flag anymore. Okay, that's I guess relatively. If you recover all this and retrace the entirety of this, whether or not immediately or over a period of time, it's going to be considered different. Okay, it's going to be a different expression than a bull flag on the entirety. So you can lose that. So you guys know that. We hit into our golden pocket. That's nice. That's a 61.8 to the 65th percentile retracement. True. We appreciate you guys being here tonight. The Fibonacci's are how we guide ourselves. They're the pricing target. Those are the tools that we use. We're market makers because we put in limit orders. We help make the market. As we look at the market, we help make this order book. We help make this market. All right? We're putting in orders at different levels. That's important as you understand the difference between a market maker and a taker. All right? A taker is going to be involved. He wants to find something that's already there. He wants to swing in and out. Bam. He's gonna click in here. All right. He's gonna select one, and then he's going to select another one. He's gonna fill in nothing here other than probably. Let me see what he's gonna fill in. It's all going to be automatic. Okay. If you're a taker, it's going to be probably all automatic. You're going to click on your buy button, and bam. That's what you're going to do. He's going to say order place. Bam, bam. You're going to go through, and that's it. He's going to find that liquidity immediately. That's going to be expressive based upon the degree of, you'll see the red lines. You see that shoot up there? Yeah, the red line right there, shoot up. That's liquidity at that price. Boom, boom. He's out. Or he's in, actually. He's going to be on the red. He's going to be in at this price on the red. Boom, bam. Okay, boom, bam. Let's do it again. Let's see it. Watch it. Nope. Nope. Okay, boom, boom, bam. Okay, boom, bam. It's that quick. Boom, bam. That's expressing liquidity in the market at those levels. So if you're trying to get in and out, you're relying upon the market makers. Boom, bam, bam, bam. Okay, that's giving you a measure of the liquidity in the market. These smaller ones won't move quickly enough. As you guys look at your order books and everything else that you're getting in and out of the market, you will not be able to get in and out quickly enough if you're going on the taker side. If that, boom. Look, that's nice. That stays there for a minute. That's nice. Boom, bam. When you're selling, it's a different approach. You're paying more on the buy side to get in more quickly. What you're giving up, okay, is your price. Okay, you're paying a more expensive price. Now it's not much. It's $33,119.37 versus let's say $14 versus $16. It's $18.30 versus $18.40. It's $31,113 versus $31,113.50. It's not much, but when you're swinging around orders and you're day trading at smaller time intervals, and you want to get in and out, you might get in and out. I'm telling you, you might get in and out in 20, 30 seconds. You might. You might not. You might get out in 20, 30 minutes. There's still a price differential. You're still paying more. Okay, there's more liquidity the more you're willing to pay. Boom, bam. Boom. Okay, and you're going to go down here and click in. Essentially, to operate things, you're going to click on that. Not financial advice, just letting you know how things work. Okay. Now, as you sell things, you're going a taker is going to pay more. He's in and out. He wants liquidity quickly. A market maker is going to go and set his price. I want to pay $33,000. It's at $33,094. I'm going to pay $33,010. That's it. I know it's not on the board. No one wants that right now. I'm going to go ahead and set that. I want to put it on the board. I'm going to become a market maker. I'm going to help make this market. Right? Very good. That's a market maker, all right? That's exactly what that is on the buy side, on the sell side, okay? It's reversed. I just want to go through this so we all understand. On the reverse, you're going to have the liquidity function to where the lower the price that you're willing to sell at, the lower the price you're willing to sell at, there's going to be more liquidity. It's easier for you to get rid of it the lower the price you're willing to take for it, okay? Whereas on the buy side, the higher price you're willing to pay, you can get in. Fine, I'll pay it. Fine, let me in. Let me in. I'll pay more. Let me in. You got to reach up there. Let me in. That's fine. Bam, I'm in. Okay? On the sell side, I really don't want to drop down that low, but here, fine. Let me out. Bam, there. Okay? Buying more or paying more to get in on the taker side. That's a market taker. Typically, unless you're on a flat fee exchange, you're going to be paying a higher percentage commission as a taker because you're not setting the market. You're not really helping out the whole market. The liquidity function of the market maker, the one who's setting the limit orders, is very important. You're establishing the liquidity of the market. Look at how beautiful it is, how nicely this moves. That's nice. Very fluid. These levels are established by market makers. You enter into your limit orders, you're a market maker. That term is not understood at all, but you are. So I wanted to cover that today. The more you're willing to pay, quicker you can get in. Bam, if you're a taker. But you're going to have to reach up there. You're going to have to reach up there. I gotta pay more. I got to reach all the way up there. All right, fine. There's the liquidity. Bam. I'll go down here and just one click real quick. Let's see. Bam, bam. I'm in. That's it. I'm in. Now let's watch the price. I want to see this. If I'm on a trade, I'm going to watch exactly develop what I wanted to see it develop. And okay, great. Now it's reached my price. I'm going down, and shoot, there's not enough liquidity. See, that's where you get. What's the spread? You knew it was going to move in a direction, but what's the spread? Spread's the difference between the what you got in, essentially your bid and your ask price, etc. I don't want to get too complicated, but you're going to get into what's the difference between these. This is on the top side, 33,147, 33,137. $10, $2. How big of a spread is there between the bid and the ask relative to the entire price of whatever financial concern you're looking at? What's the difference between the bid and the ask relative to the entire price of the financial concern, and relative, how big is the spread relative to the move that you're looking at making on whatever trade you're entering into? You have to gauge that. That's hugely important. Do you guys understand that? How big is the spread? Right? Is the market there for me to make the move and to enter and to exit? To enter and exit. Sorry, it scrolls up. That's just my wheel here. It'll scroll up or scroll down. But yeah, is there enough? Is the liquidity tight enough to where I can go in and in a minute here or 2 minutes, it's going to make the we're back to amplitude. It's going to make the vertical move that I need to see to capture a profit. That's one good thing about Bitcoin, as you guys learn to trade. It's got that liquidity. You can fly in and out of Bitcoin. I don't suggest it, but you can. You can have fun trading Bitcoin. Okay? The spread is real tight sometimes. It's almost perfect. Guys, it's nice. It's got a nice spread. There's a good market on it. You can enjoy it and learn to trade. You can have fun. Okay? Day trading can be dangerous. I tell people, crack out a $100 bill. Before you start going in real heavy, crack out a $100 bill. And have some fun day trading. Just do that before you get all involved and you decide you're going to become the next Warren Buffett and all this great stuff. There's one Michael Jordan, right? There was. That doesn't mean you can't trade and have holdings, all this different stuff. But while you're learning the technology and really going through the technology, and this is a pro setup, I'm telling you guys, it's very, very, very well laid out. You're talking about being a market maker or taker. You got the buy and the sell side right here. You got to reach up into the market, bam. You can do that immediately if you want to. Boom, 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 boom. You got to get on the sell side. Well, I got to reach down. I don't want to cut this loose that cheaply, right? You still got to make a profit. What you buy, what you sell. You still got to make a profit based upon the move you're entering into. That's when it gets exciting, huh? You know the next move is, and that's kind of the second level, you know the next move's going to be up or down. True. But how far up? How far down? It's going to meet your targets on the downside in terms of your Fibonacci's, right? Your spread has to accommodate between the bid and the ask. It has to accommodate your technical move, essentially the amplitude, wherever you're going. You got to be able to fit that within a profit dynamic of your bid and your ask price. It takes a little bit of getting used to, just a touch, but you can do it. And if you don't think you can do it, that's okay. I honestly mean that. If you don't think you can do it, that's okay. That's no problem. Not everyone can do that. Not everyone's geared towards doing that. That doesn't need to offend anybody or be like, I just don't. Guys, you guys want to beat the market. That doesn't mean everybody has to be some incredible day trader flying in and out of things in 2 seconds. You don't have to. That's a very, very like highly prized skill set, right? Not everyone has to do that. I mean, are you kidding? Not everyone has to do that. That's very difficult, right? Some people can do it. It's fun. You know, I mean, it's important. It's an important skill. You help make the market. I mean, you get in attack mode. It's a lot of fun. You have a good time. But we can get back into and zoom out and say, okay, let's relax. Deep breath. Okay, all right, deep breath. Now we're back into the macro. We're out of that micro. But I want to let you guys know how that is a little bit. We'll go through some additional lessons, and just in terms of understanding, educational purposes, not financial advice, just understanding what's there. What is that? What's the bid, the ask? What's the spread? How are we going to do in terms of the movement here? We talk about a price target up to the upside. Yeah, okay, great. Well, I can formulate these on the 10-second chart. And I'm looking at and you want to talk about quick, guys. You've seen it. We're going to be looking at the difference between, like, you know, you want to see it. It's some intense stuff, guys. I mean, you're working on the spread, bid, ask. I mean, you're flying through it. It's some intense stuff, boiler room style stuff, but not everyone can do it. And if you can do it, some people are just geared towards it. You love doing it. Some people are geared towards finding great investments. We have a good mix. We definitely have a good mix. I would say that without a doubt, we have a great mix. I don't believe, I mean, this is going to be difficult on different time frames. It's just going to be difficult. But I don't believe that we have confirmed out of this bear flag. I don't believe that we have. Confirmation is going to come as a result, both it's going to come visually, and sometimes it doesn't. We're going to talk about when does something like a breakout of a bull flag, when do you not get quote-unquote confirmation visually of your price action? Because everyone always wants that touchdown. Previous resistance would turn into support, right? We break through, turn the previous resistance into support, and move to the upside. Now, sometimes it just takes off. Sometimes it decides it just wants to get up and go. The other indicators are strong enough that it's just getting up and going. So confirmation is not just a visual process. 9 times out of 10, it's going to include this visual component. To maximize your probabilities of a positive trade, you're going to, 9 times out of 10, 90% of the time, you're going to see the visual componentry, so much so that it makes sense for us almost only to trade with the visual confirmation. That's based just upon the hundreds and hundreds or thousands of chart formations that we've done live, just based upon that set of empirical data, right? Some of you guys are technical engineers. Some of you are scientists. I mean, literally, some of you are very highly skilled professional diagnostic or logistic machines, right? You individually are very capable at that, right? Yeah. So you understand an empirical data set. It's not, it's a bunch of data. It's a bunch of chart formations. It's hundreds of bull flags we've been through, right? Hundreds, thousands of chart patterns. Our empirical analysis, right? It's not the to the moon. Well, okay. That's all right. It may be more money in your bank account, right? It may be higher degrees of profitability. So that's okay. So this is the zone of confluence, right? This is this battle zone. You guys get this now. We have the bear flag. We have the bull flag. It's just wedged in here. It's nice. I like the battle right now. This is just a hot zone. It's nice. It's a nice hot zone. And we're prepared for a move to the downside. We're prepared for a move to the downside with, like you guys always say, with backup resource cash. Right? You got it. Heavy cash reserves. Heavy. right? Never overexposed at any higher price. Ever. Never. That keeps this worth doing. It keeps it fun. We like to trade. You like to day trade a little bit? Hey, we like to make money. I'm not going to tell you that's part of the equation. All right, I'm going to tell you that. There's no bones about it. There's no question about it. We like to make money. I'm happiest when you guys are making a killing in the market, when you're doing real well. You guys know that. That's why I spend so much time bringing you opportunities, right? Like Titan, right? Like you name it. Now the fact that you're gonna well, we didn't gain all that profit. You didn't. Well, did you trade it? I mean, did you make some money on it? It becomes more difficult to lose money on something when it goes up like 200%. I mean, you got to tell me you traded, you made something out of 200%. You make 5%. If you only made 5%, I'm not mad at you at all. I'm not upset at all. Not that I would be anyway, but that's just a colloquial. But understand, if the thing goes up 200%, it's more likely, as long as you're abiding by the principle of don't buy high, right? You buy low, you sell high. You get into the different time frames, the lower diagnostics, you hit your pricing targets. You still apply the same rationale. It's going to the moon. Well, even if it's going up, you get into the lower time frames. You start to trade it. You hit your Fibonacci retracements. Even while there hasn't been a day or a stock or a commodity and a natural flow market with liquidity where it's just gone up. Believe it or not, there's not been one day of one stock that has a measurable degree of liquidity, a normal measurable degree of liquidity that has not gone up and down. There hasn't been. So that's exciting. This hot zone, it can look like that, or it can look like that. People want an answer, right? Last night you got your answer. Last night was the go get 'em motivation talk. All right? That was last night. That was a lot of heat, right? Throwing the heat in the kitchen. Who's got it? You guys go get your trades. You go book those trades. I want everybody in. Yeah, seriously. Because we got a reputation to protect. You guys know that. Everybody knows that. So we got to be the best. You guys know that. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So we can get back into this in a bit. We can go back over to the norm. You guys know your pricing targets above and below. I know that. When I talked about tonight, Angel, I talked about with my family. I was like, well, Angel wants to stake up $100,000, wants us to roll. I said, there's two other people who said, well, 10%, they'll put up 10%. Lars and Sir Charles, how awesome of you, each of you. How cool are they, huh? We have to shout out. We shout out to Angel. I just have to say that. And you guys are going to love my, look at Angel. You're going to love my response to you guys. I think you're going to like this quite a bit. Let's look at Lars. Superstar in the house. Hello, Lars. How are you? Awesome trader. Absolutely awesome trader. You guys have no idea. She is rocking the house. Look at this stud. What is up? Charles, real quick, his license plate, I drum. I love it. Charles coming up with the notion of Angel came up with, okay, we'll put $100,000 up. We'll do something else. Let's get this thing working. People want to trade. We want to make, and not everyone's going to understand the technicals. That's the one thing. It's like the impediment is, what is this system? I understand that. It's like it's not intuitive. It's just not, right? So I get that. We love you, Charles. We love you, Lars. Period. Angel, you got a brother in me. You guys just know that, right? Excuse me. So just phenomenal. The thing I told my family about, though, and you guys will like this, I said, well, the cool thing is, like, the group, you have to understand the VIP. Like, I understand their excitement because I'm excited about them, too. And honestly, if we were to formulate something, I could definitely see, and I started going through the different skill sets that everyone has in VIP. I'm like, well, such and such could handle this portion of it. Probably the targeting, probably this and that. Such and such could probably work as like a scout on finding the different coins. Such and such could work on, I'd say, the exits, booking the positive trades, definitely in terms of, and different people are coming to mind the entire time. We have the facilitated skill set the entirety of it to where you guys know. Because like with Lars, Lars can book, this and that. Like Charles is really great at scoping out coins. He understands. He's got a real good intuition. And I'm like, well, Angel's just kind of like, he's gonna the double down king. He's gonna get the trade probably. He's gonna get you motivated to get into it, and like these are great prices. We're getting it. He's got that heavy hand control in terms of that. So I started throwing these together, and I've got all these different talents that are coming to mind for me, or for each of you to my mind, and I'm able to like express that to my family, and I'm like, so I see why they're excited, because I would be excited as well. I am excited about the notion, like, well, I could, we could designate. Now I don't know what your time function is, etc. That's the one maybe advantage I have of the stream, is that like I can make myself available and have kind of throughout the stream, etc. So it's a designated time and place. Whereas I don't know, some of you guys like Lars, she wants to go camping, so yeah, I haven't thought of that, huh? Lars wants to go camping, huh? Angel wants to go around and hang out with Bill and have fun at the DoubleTree, huh? Uh-huh. Charles wants to hang out and drum, huh? And you guys want me to sit here and trade? Well, I don't know, huh? I do love trading, huh? But you guys are out having fun, huh? That's funny. I hadn't thought of it in that regard. So, and maybe you guys know that I love trading, so that's nice too, huh? I think you do, huh? So that's nice like that. I have to think of what you guys love to do, though, too. You guys love to go camping and drum and hang out at the DoubleTree. Like, those are good things, too. So we need to help and facilitate all that as much as facilitating everybody trading and creating an exciting environment. So we're going to think about that. I like that. That's a good angle, good approach. That's a team approach. Now, we're getting some positive action here. It's funny, Angel and everybody else, is most people just be like, well, if I only had this account, or if I only had this, it'd be a lot easier. It'd be like, anyone who's traded, significant accounts, etc. It's kind of like, well, it's nice. We can do it. I guess we need to do it, but I guess it's really exciting to people who have never maybe done that, or I just say that. So I appreciate the excitement. I need to grasp onto that. I'll probably sleep on it. I don't know. It's just fun. I mean, the whole thing sounds fun to me. It sounds like something that would definitely be something the VIP would get into. I don't doubt at all that Angel came up with that idea, or that other people are willing to double down. And that would be the other comment about it. Well, you're going to be willing to double down, right? That's the beauty of the VIP approach. That would be the essence of it, is everyone's going to be willing to double down. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, you have to be able to double down in this business. You have to be able to cover. I was going to say, legitimately, if you're dealing with 50 cents on a position on the upside, you have to be able to double down to lower level. You have to be able to essentially, like Bill would be, you would understand this. You have to cost average in, lower your cost basis. Yeah, there you go. Your cost per share, cost per, it can be a cost, per. Louis Vuitton bag, almost with your wife or whatever you're looking at. It's like if you could lower the cost basis on those, it'd be nice. But as you look at your stocks or you look at your cryptos, you have to be able to increase your volume at a lower price. You have to be able to increase your volume at a lower price, lower your cost basis, and increase the profitability, i.e., heavier volume, larger volume, so that each movement and price results in more profit. Okay? Because this, with heavier volume, so that each increase in price, you see, at a higher level where you can't afford quite as much, it's more expensive up there. At a higher level, you still get in, but what happens with each increase in price? Well, you're not making as much. Why? Because your volume isn't there. The same amount of money only bought that much. Whereas at a lower price, you achieved a greater volume. So each and every move, each incremental move in the price is making you that much more profit. You see the dynamic? That's why it's important, why we always talk about the heavy cash reserves at the lower levels. You achieve that heavier volume. vis-a-vis a higher price, so that each incremental move up is more profit. If you're using the same amount of funds at a higher price, maybe you only get this much volume. And as that increases each unit of price, look at just that little amount of volume you're carrying up. Look at that little amount of profit you're carrying up compared to this larger amount of volume. Now, we would expand that and do that at different levels, but that's just on your screen. So you see the importance of the cash reserve. The lower cost basis increase in volume. Yeah, it's a direct component of your profit per increase, unit increase in price, per dollar, per $100, per $1,000, right? That's why heavy cash reserve stacked at the lower levels, right? So, yeah, that's what we look at. That's nice, huh? That's I think I picked up that strategy from you guys. I tell you the honest truth. I don't know what you guys think, but I think I probably picked up that strategy from you guys. It makes a lot of sense. I'll say that. If I were to have a strategy, I'd probably have that strategy for years. But I tend to think it's so commonsensical that I either have or definitely could have picked that up from you guys. You guys are good guys, good traders, good businessmen, and women. So Bitcoin in the positive right now. We like to see that. That's good. Titan still leading the crew. Luna, 10%. Nice. BCD. Really? Bitcoin Diamond doing well? Excuse me. Now, as you see the need to keep and stack heavy cash reserves, do you understand what a lot of these cryptos have done? Why at the top, I'm literally shouting from the rooftops, maintain your heavy cash reserves at the downside. And Bill and everyone, sure as I'm sitting here, was telling people during the tops of this, maintain your heavy cash reserves on the downside. Not a popular opinion because everyone was making tons of cash and just made all this cash, everything else. Oh, no, we're going to. Oh. And what happens is that when you have this up here and you carry it down, when you carry it down, it turns into this. It turns into very little down here. But if you can carry it from down here, let's say this, if you can carry a position that you got at a good price down here, up to here, let's do this. It's probably a good way to look at it. If you can do it and carry it up to there, well, that's good. We're just going to park this over here. Let's do that. And we're going to park this over there. Now we're just going to wait for it to hit our levels. Or you can be defiant and not exhibit normal rational market behavior. And as the price goes back down, you can carry it back down to here. And eventually in line with the current price down to here. Whereas you could have made all of that there from your position right there. You see, normal market behavior includes hitting the button to take profits. Yes, these are great ideas. Yes, they have phenomenal stories, all of them. Most investments do, or people wouldn't invest in them. But we love taking that profit. We love that. That's why we're around. Literally, we enjoy that. It's a lot of fun. We're not here to ever lose money. We don't celebrate. When people do, we don't celebrate that. Just so you guys know, if we're rough on other crews, etc., we are not in the business of celebrating when people lose money. I don't like to see people lose money whatsoever. That is one of my. That just irks me. That's not what I want to see. Let's go to BTC. All right, Bitcoin. What are you doing? Let's get into our. Let's go to our full screen again. Hope you guys are having a good night. Hope you motivated last night in terms of our General Patton speech to motivate the troops. Get you guys out there. Absolutely, get you out there. Let me see what we got. Properties, UTC. You got your time frames on here. You got all kinds of stuff. You've got really a nice nice way to look at things with gate. Very nice. So you've hit at this interim golden pocket here, 61.8 to the 65th. Yeah. A lot of people have traded throughout this. That's fine. And you've hit pretty well upon it. You've had multiple hits at the same kind of level here. That's nice. It's establishing the bottom level of this bull flag, which is contraindicated by the bear flag. So you guys understand the battle that's going on. Well, it's a great reminder. Having some exposure is nice, right? I have some. I hit that target. I have heavy cash reserves below for the levels below to double and triple or quadruple or maybe this position is okay, but the position that I can deploy reserves into at lower levels is significant, and it will remain significant for lower levels. I'll never be overexposed at a higher price, ever. I just will not be overexposed at a higher price. Those are the people who have bad days and weeks and months and years and have a problem at home with the family. And no, never overexposed at a higher price, ever. Never leveraging myself in fully at a position just because, well, everyone's getting in. No. A great investment, you can put 10%, 10%, a great investment. Listen, you can put 10% of what you really want to invest because, it's so great you want to invest everything. A great investment means you should be able to invest just 10%. And it'll give you back the other 90%. If not, I have to kind of ask, is it really a great investment? Is it that great? We're not in a rush to make money. If you show up, the day you show up in the market and you feel like you have to make money, the day you show up in the market and feel like you have to make money, you may have already lost. People who get into a rush, you feel like you have to outproduce the market. That's going to put you in a position where you're going to have to move and hustle around and probably pay some extra fees moving from place to place or get into a position that's really undesirable. When you feel like you have to maneuver the market somehow, that's difficult, huh? That's not a desirable position to be in. We always want reasonable expectations and the ability to patiently engage in positive trades and high probability trades. When you show up and you have to, no. Now, you can get aggressive. The very nature of a lot of people as they look at different investments, et cetera, they definitely become aggressive, right? Some people are just more aggressive. They want to hit the button. They're going to slam into it. No problem. It doesn't mean you can't be aggressive in the market. But when you have to make the money, when you have to produce, when you have that level of just, the world is on your shoulders, it's a tough place to reside in the market. You guys know that. I don't wish that upon anybody, right? Yeah, I mean you have to be balanced in everything you do, guys. So, this is kind of where we're at. I'll say that it is approaching morning time, and it's just a great battle to enjoy. Yesterday we had the General Patton speech. Today is more in line. Like, you guys are awesome. You guys know that. And I wanted to just deploy kind of a nuclear approach for a moment so that you guys would understand, like, well, after we got off, granted, London kind of came unglued. And then what? After I came unglued, you guys, General Patton, damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead with your levels. You go deploy, you go book your orders, right? Exactly. And what happened? Bam. Big move to the downside right after, we closed shop and bam, on the stream, got out early. You guys know I closed everything real early. Normally I'm going much later. Went ahead and just said, you guys get it done. Okay? So what? You structured your cash on the downside. You deploy orders, you go book trades, you're laying out your Fibonacci's. You're setting those orders. The exchange, when you set those orders, guys, what's going to do? You guys know this? I don't know if you know this. Your orders, when you set your orders here, it's going to stack your cash for you. You know that, right? I don't know if you know that. Maybe you don't use this exchange. When you enter into a bunch of limit orders on the entirety of the market, it's going to lock your cash up for those orders. You know that? I don't know if you know that. So yeah, last night when I'm saying go book your trades, go this and that, and you're setting your orders, etc. What does that mean? Well, that means that you're going to essentially you're going to lock your cash up at lower levels. That's what the program's going to do, right? So that's good. That's where That's where we were. This is where we are. The pattern breakout is one opportunity to enter into a trade if we have a pattern breakout, right? Yeah. Say a breakthrough previous resistance turning into support. Other than that, you guys know we are heavily into Fibonacci's. That's our protocol, pricing targets, and having that cash stacked up at lower levels, which is in line with the demand curve. The lower the price, the more demand we have. That keeps us in line with rational thought, right? With logic, with normally expected price and behavior. Now, within here, there's all types of trades going on. There's all types of things at the micro level. Right now, you guys are well set up to take advantage of the future moves in the market. You're well established. This is hung out at a pricing target. You can hit a target right now. Boom. You're at a target. That's the nice thing about Bitcoin. I appreciate that. Its technical conformance, as I've been talking about that, its technical conformance is beautiful. You have a bull flag within a bear flag. Essentially, it contraindicated this bear flag right here. Upward sloping diagonal channel after a move down, that's a bear flag. It's broken out, but it's broken out into a bull flag. This move to the upside with a downward sloping channel. Guys, you're not going to get too much better in terms of technical conformance than that. This is perfect. We could not go to, Lars, you wanted to go to a summit, right, in the mountains or something. We could not bring up an example or a trade group or something else and say we want a better example than that. We couldn't find it. This is beautiful. It's a beautiful demonstration of the technicals. We couldn't put this together. I mean, we could, but it would be just a textbook, a kind of routine function that we would pass around at the summit or whatnot we would do, right? So it's wonderfully done. We're extremely excited about it. How awesome, huh? Congratulations to you guys. You are a great VIPs. You're awesome. We love you guys. You're awesome. Thanks for putting up with the General Patton speech. I hope it worked. Next time I may just have a fire sale conversation, a nuclear fire sale conversation. I don't know. Maybe not. So I don't think so. But we won't. Now you'll know if I say it's General Patton time. You guys will know. Like, okay, that just means we need to go stack cash and get into lower levels. I just don't like people are going to lose. In terms of motivating, also, we have garnered that respect that people know that we're able to and capable of moving, right, deploying and doing different stuff. And particularly in a moment like this, like, yeah, we go stack orders at lower levels. We're going to hit those targets. Very nice and done. I hope that worked out well for everybody. I'm going to let everybody go. I know it's getting kind of late. I always do tell people to make sure you eat well, make sure you sleep well. The market can challenge you in both those dynamics. And make sure you invest in those relationships that you knew were important before you started investing. And some of those relationships are in this room right now, so that's really nice. So we'll continue to invest in those. We appreciate that very much. And Angel, we appreciate all of your support, ongoingly your support. I'm so excited about the future and what all we're going to do. It's going to be fun, huh? We're going to have a blast. We're going to be successful. We're going to be profitable. We're going to be the number one group. We already are. But we're going to have a blast. We know that, and we'll keep it exclusive, and we'll keep it. We'll get the input from the group and from you particularly, and we'll chat in a little bit. Marco, appreciate all that. All of everyone else that's in and around. We just are having a great time. Let me see. Let's see what we got. Steve, what do we got, brother? Hey, nice to see you, Steve. Love that. The 2-minute hyper mode. Quick tell videos. That's nice, Steve. Hey, I got to get to those, man. I got to tell you, anyone who can talk that quickly, I'll tell you, if you don't like it, go try it. You'll be like, what? There's no way I can speak this quickly. I almost do it just because it's incredibly difficult to do. It's a big challenge for me. To spiel off something in 2 minutes, it's just not easy. I mean, it forces you to work in a different way. So I like a challenge. I just like a challenge, and it's just interesting. So listen to this. $100 invested in Matic while in the market at 1 cent would have ballooned to $174,000. $100 would have ballooned to $174,000. That's no joke, people. That's right. That's why Angel is Angel. Because, yeah, we got Angel power, Angel protocol. Absolutely cool. Hey, I have something cool. Something very cool. It's a small group right now, huh? Yeah, something cool. The former commander, excuse me, the former commander, this is public information. I'll share it with you guys. He's a great guy. He instructed me on a public. It's kind of an open source Intel deal. Now I have more sophisticated kind of Intel certification via military, formalized schooling, etc. So, but the former commander of the 7th Intelligence Squadron at the Pentagon is a really cool kind of dude, and he taught me some intelligence. And I was out today, and it was really kind of cool because, Angel, you had brought up this $100,000 deal, and then Lars said, and I just like the vote of I'm with you guys. It's interesting. It's fun. We have a great group. We should do something fun, right? Period. So I understand that dynamic. But I got out, and I went to go to Carrabba's and just relax for a minute. And the former commander over the 7th Intelligence Squadron of the Pentagon, which is incidentally the top shelf. He's like the top shelf. They're like rated number 1 in and around. They're the guys. Okay, they're the intel guys on the planet. Like literally rated since World War II. They're number 1. They're good. So anyway, I had written him something a while back and just mentioned him in a tweet and something like, hey, you should join our VIP. And he wound up liking it today. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So it was really cool, Angel. I really appreciate you stepping up like that. We have a lot of different military guys or whatever else. We have a really intelligent crowd. He is the most intelligent guy I know, former commander, Project Checkmate, Pentagon, National Security Agency. He's up there. And so big shout out to the former commander. I'll say that. But it's just really cool in terms of kind of where we're at, et cetera. He actually liked that. And I sent him an invitation to maybe you want to join. That's all we've had, or have Frogmen, Air Force. We have a lot of intel, logistical kind of programmed up guys who like to execute things. So it was interesting in the context of that. I want to let you guys know that he liked and I just bring that up. I don't know why I just bring that up, but we have a small crowd here. It's just cool that former commander over 7th Intel Squadron of Pentagon and National Security Agency, he okay, well, maybe I'll join. So if he joins, hey, we welcome him, huh? Absolutely. We already have military. We have some big heavy hitters. We have some different people. It's a welcome environment for anyone who's geared towards government, political, anything in the world. As long as you want to beat the market, that's the one requirement. You have to treat people decently, and you have to beat the market. So I'll also do a shout out to Big H. I mention him frequently. He's former Coronado commander over Navy SEALs at Coronado. So big shout out to Big H. Love you and miss you, brother. And got your text, by the way. You were going to call me. My phone was probably off. That was my fault. So big shout out to Big H and to we'll call JR. JR would be the commander over Pentagon NSA. So yeah, it's nice to know all of you as well. Big hitters and market movers, shakers. Let's see what we got. What we will do is go back into the DM chats. You guys, I want to see you active in there. I know you're trading a lot. I just want to see you active. If I don't see you active in those chats, and I want to see You got to retweet and like those tweets, guys. When you do that, when you like a tweet and retweet it, that lets me know you got it. When I'm distributing market intel, etc., I just bring up Pentagon and NSA because he was able to provide training to a lot of people and me. I like intel. I like market intel. I'm excited to welcome people like that. If anyone re-listens to this portion or otherwise, we really welcome people like that. We're military friendly, government friendly, whatever. We love people who want to beat the market. It's a nice space that's developing, and the fact that we've put a nice professional slant on it. We have former. Look at that. Angel saying, my nephew is stationed at Oklahoma City jet fighter pilot baby. So proud. Heck yeah. Got that right, huh? That's awesome, huh? We got a lot of that good stuff going on, huh? Very cool. Very, very cool. So talking with another few individuals. So, yeah, we got it's a big boy crew, huh? It is. Big boy and big girl crew. Like, we got, good stuff going on. So let me see if I missed anybody on this. Hey, Mike Contreras, what's up? Appreciate you thanking me. We got a lot of good people here. Day trader. Warren Buffett was never a day trader. He wasn't, was he? He never figured it out, did he? We don't know. He was into the long-term play. Hemel Mark, what's up? We got Mark. We got, hey, Matthew Wynn. Nice. That's nice. Like that. Matthew in the house. I think I got all that, I think I did. I got all that accounting together. I'll never forget the, where's the bear? Bill having fun. Where's the bear? I had to review some of these, make sure I got through everybody. And Mark, what a great group, huh? We got a solid, very exclusive, very well-driven. You guys know it's the right crowd. That's cool. I want to see those chats fill up if we can. Make sure, just like and retweet. I don't care, even if you go back and like and retweet like 10 or 12 in a row, go back into the profile and boom, boom, boom. It helps me know about your schedule, how quickly you can receive information. We have to do those diagnostics as we go through. And you're seeing some different benefits of like Bitcoin as opposed to something else. Something else would maybe be unpredictable, might rely on a tweet from someone or something. Well, Bitcoin is going to just be here for a minute. It's at a target right now, allowing people to get in, schedule below, etc. That's the opportunity it provides. And technically, it's so sound, it's got a bull flag within a bear flag. Like, beautiful stuff. We're all learning a lot, right? It's about that time that we separate ourselves from the pack. Do it to them, London. You got it. You got it. We're gonna bring it. You're gonna see what else is gonna happen. It's gonna be nice. We got we're developing a lot of different components, aspects, etc. We're gonna get I think the growth of the dynamics of the group will maintain and be the same, but we're gonna get a few more little. Signature little specialty, I'd say, components that will be very interesting over the next 3 months or so. Few signature components that I think will be extraordinarily impressive to all of you. Extraordinarily impressive to all of you. Like, wow, extraordinarily impressive to all of you. That's all I'll say right now. Okay? So I appreciate the excitement that you guys have without knowing the details on that. But you guys know we're a pretty first-class outfit, so it will be extraordinarily impressive. Okay, so you guys have a good time with this. You know how to manage this. You know how to move on the upside, the downside. You know the coverage on the downside. You know the benefits on the upside. You know levels of involvement on the top and bottom where we're at. All right, this is the go get them. You guys just hitting out of the park. And, we love you. Thank you so much, Angel. You're the man. You know that. We're going to talk soon. You buzz me if you need me. And you guys, in general, you shoot me a DM. Let me know how your chat, or how I know your chats. Let me know how your trades. I'm just reading one right now. What is this? What did you just say here? Hold on. There we go. Okay, this. $3,331.18 turned into, what is this? 218,881. There we go. Yeah. Gotcha. $3,000 turned into $218,000. Yeah. Yeah. Things happen. They do, baby, huh? That's one of the exciting parts of crypto. It can happen. And it's not every time, but it can happen. So We will get involved. Make sure you're in those chats. Let's get this all done. You guys be good, and we'll talk soon. I did 2 streams today, one for the morning crowd, one for the evening crowd, and I like it. It's fun. If I can't do that all the time, I'd love to do that, and we'll continue to move forward. You guys go get them. And we'll continue to do the same on this end. I'll keep these analytics up because this is exciting stuff. Nobody understands this stuff. Nobody is on this right now in terms of the crux of the market. This is that. This is the. I mean, this is. We'll never forget this. We'll never forget this moment because this is right in the middle of the consolidation. The Bears versus the Bulls, and this amplitude on the Bears. You got to just look at this measurement of the move in. It's a big move, right? It is. That's a big move. We have it looks like a smaller move fight back here. I would be remiss if I weren't to talk about how big of a bear flag this is in the context of the catch and the scoop. Just the nice move on this bear flag after the breakout in terms of this bear flag, the breakout of that, the breakdown of that. Well, we caught it perfectly with a small little bear flag. A small little bull flag. So that is going to be, and it would be interesting, huh? I just said that as kind of a faux pas. I didn't mean to. Sometimes I'm a bear and a bull or this and that. We just started dealing with the bear flags. I've said that maybe 200 times correctly tonight, except for that one. Let's look for whether or not we will, though. It was serendipitous. Whether or not we will formulate a bear flag here within the bull flag to further break out of down from the bull flag. So that's another thing. We're going to be looking for the expression of this channel work in here, of this move right here. What is this going to formulate? It's really scripting itself very carefully. Watch for the breakout. Set your set your alarms, your alerts, etc. on your trend lines. Right-click on those and set your alerts. Okay? Let's pay attention to how this does formulate itself. It's still putting itself together. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how it works out. You guys are doing great. So nice to have you as members, and we'll keep rocking and rolling. You guys take care of yourself. This is London with the Crypto Kingdom. We'll be back. We will be back live tomorrow, and I'll be back in the DM chats, and we'll be doing more analysis. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you later.